not worry.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream. I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you from the heart of Lebanon with my co-host, Nadim. How's it going, Nadim?
Guys. It's been a minute.
Hello, sahla. It's been a minute since we've had Nadim on.
Yeah. Welcome. لا, actually, لازم
Oh,
انت تقول لي welcome.
I'm telling you, welcome, Nadim.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And the audience welcomes you, and we welcome the audience. A lot of welcomes to go around.
Miss you guys.
We're all here together. Guys, today's going to be a pretty straightforward episode. We're going to be spending most of our time talking about the Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount deal. There's been a lot of communication, a lot of hub on social media, a lot of controversy about this deal. People are worried that either movie theaters are going to close down because Netflix is taking over Warner Brothers. Other people are worried that the Ellisons are going to control all of media because he's a billionaire, a Zionist, friend of the Trumps, etc. They want to turn everything right-wing. All that sort of thing. People are worried. So we're here to tell you why. I mean, technically, all acquisitions are bad, but we're going to tell you why it's worse if Paramount wins, and we need Netflix to win Warner Brothers. We're also going to talk about Quentin Tarantino being a complete asshole when it comes to randomly just shat on a bunch of actors. People like Paul Dano. By the way, I posted it on Instagram if you want to share it. I tagged you. That nice Instagram post. Marina, Nadim's finally here. Jim, hello. Welcome, guys. So it's going to be a pretty chill episode. We're going to be talking, a lot of talking. Zeph, hello. A lot of explaining. Before we get into all of that, just a quick reminder. If you guys would like to support the channel, you can do so via Patreon. Let me take a second to thank some of our lovely patrons who've been supporting us for a long time. God-tier patrons like Elian Mujabbir, Daniel Nechle, superhero patrons like Pee-wee Hernan, Preston Krull, and Jordan M., abductee patrons like Bertram Balk, The Pigeon, Waxwolf, and Bad Pierogi, and blonde patrons like Katie Did ASMR, Rosarium, Loria Zabaleta, Haifa and Hiba, and Nicholas Tutianu. Thank you guys so much for the support, as well as our lovely members. As you guys will notice on the top right, whoosh, we have a members goal of 350. We're at 334 members, so let me take a second to thank some of our lovely members. Whether you've been gifted a membership, whether you've been paying for your membership, we love you and appreciate you all the same. So people like EZZB, Wonky3854, Lydia Cruddy, Andrea Joan, Dazzle716, Dusty VT, Wonton DJ, That Bint, and MKMT25. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Expect an exclusive member stream this week. It's been a very busy week, folks, so I've been all over the place. I'm going to try to make it happen. I'm also trying to make another gaming stream happen. We want to play Dispatch Episode 3. Speaking of Dispatch, I've released the first 2 episodes of Dispatch on the gaming channel, so if you guys want to catch up with those, we had streamed it live on this channel. I've cut it up into 2 parts. Part 1 and 2 are on the gaming channel if you guys want to watch. That way, you can be all caught up for when we play episodes 3, 4, etc., the rest of the game. So subscribe to the gaming channel. I believe Marina added the link. Let me pin it on top of the live chat. There we go. It has been pinned. Also, if you're watching live, like the stream, folks. Like the stream. Oops, can't see Nadim. So make sure to do all of that. Jim D. Dukers just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Holy hell. Here, let me quickly update our members. Let me have the thing ready on the side, actually. Sure, Nadim.
Sure.
We just got gifted 5 memberships. Look at that.
Yo, thank you so much. Sorry, I was like looking for something.
Can you read can you read these names? Can you read that name right there, or is it hard?
Where?
On the TV. There might be another name that pops up. Can you read that one?
Diminas.
Diminas is a member now.
Thank you so much, Diminas.
Diminas has been gifted a membership. But we got to thank Jim. Okay, so we're at 339 now. Okay, let me quickly update it. Nadim, tell the people, what have you been up to this whole time?
All right, so guys, I was out of the city. I was in the Emirates.
The Emirates are controversial over here.
Yeah, well, like, I need to work, so I had to go. I had to go live there for like 2 months, 1.5 months, and mainly I don't know, guys. I was just in a simulation actually with with Sims all around me and people.
It's weird, huh?
walking around.
Being
With
there.
NPCs mainly. I had lots of cool projects. I'm gonna lie. I've worked on concerts and cool people.
That's dope.
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know, I'm mainly a nightlife videographer and like a creative director for some. If that's like the first time I say it, creative director.
There you go.
For like night brands, and yeah, basically I just like hop on from a country to another, like, working on projects. That's it mainly. I got stuck there actually because I was waiting for my residency to issue, and there was like lots of problems with my
Damn.
papers. Yeah.
We're glad to have you back here. I'm Nabil Lebanon. You know, no more of that Emirates stuff. Dana Ali says, "Ew, I just got a TP USA ad, which is what is it called? What is the TP USA again? The Charlie Kirk thing? Turning Point USA. I mean, listen, Dana, I'm sorry you got the Turning Point USA ad, but I'm glad you're getting ads, okay? We got to pay the bills over here, okay? And those ads are going to pay the bills, so thank you to Turning Point USA for sponsoring this episode, this stream of Do Not Worry. Erica Kirk, we feel for you, lady. We miss Charlie. Let's hearts for Charlie Kirk. Nadim, hearts for Charlie Kirk. Thank you for the ad, TPUSA.
Thank you, TPUSA.
Thank you, Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. We are all Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. What's the rest of the song?
I don't know, bro. I'm just like, you know, have you seen this trend of like women going on when Erica said you've unleashed, I don't know what you've unleashed, like monster or some shit. Then there's like the mother of a child wearing like a shield and some shit. That's crazy, bro. It's like a whole thread on Instagram. That's how
Put your hands up.
He stood unshaken, a voice in the storm, a man of conviction, a heart reborn. He spoke the truth when the cost was high. He lived for Jesus.
We carry the flag.
Unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel.
Jesus. Hear our prayers, Jesus. Jesus, hear our prayers. Here, we'll put the lyrics. We're gonna put the lyrics back so that everyone can sing together. We're gonna get so copyrighted for this. We're losing monetization because of this fucking song. We are Charlie Kirk.
Bro, it actually
A husband, a father.
A husband. The most important things. A husband and a father.
Yeah.
The husband and a father. So what you were saying?
I was saying, imagine listening to this song in the gym. Do you
Imagine? What do you mean imagine? That's on repeat.
No way.
I was at the gym today boxing. I was like, we are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. Yeah. Polish Pusher sends $2, says, if I say the song is AI, will you turn it off? No, we hate AI, but like, AI. Come on. We are Charlie Kirk. But the fact that it is AI might save us from copyright. Perhaps.
Yeah, it is AI. It's an AI song.
His family held near, a home built on scripture, on faith without fear.
We miss Charlie. How did we get to this? He fit not be Charlie Kirk.
You were talking about TPUSA, like.
Oh, TPU. So yes, Dana. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dana. I forgot how we even got to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, Dana. But thank you, TPUSA. It does sound like You Raise Me Up. It sounds like, yeah, what was the guy's name who sang You Raise Me Up?
The blind guy.
He's not blind.
It's not the blind.
What's his name? Fuck, what was his name?
Pull up. You Raise Me Up, singer.
You raise me up to... It literally is You Raise... It literally is You Raise Me Up. Oh my God, but we were Charlie Kirk.
Josh Groban.
Josh Groban. This is literally Josh Groban.
It's Charlie. tried to silence.
That was the prompt. Like, Josh, please chat GPT, I want a Josh Groban style Charlie Kirk song.
But his voice remains in us, it echoes in Christ, it sustains. We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. We'll fight
That's exactly the
for
song.
the gospel.
By the way, Nadim is allergic to cat. Should I? You want Mikey out of the room or
No, it's alright.
he's
I'm
chill?
just gonna push it.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
Get away, Mikey. Get away. Not today.
We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk, his courage our own.
Bro, that wasn't AI. Bro, imagine that in the studio.
We'll make
I can totally imagine it. White Christian man with a bunch of
White
beard.
Christian guys.
This slaps, man.
Yeah.
People are gonna love this. Hell yeah. The producer's like, oh, gee, Charlie would have loved this song. We are Charlie Kirk. Ah,
Like they would be like, I bet like the producer was wearing a suit.
who needs musicians? Anjed, who needs musicians when you can make art like this with AI with a prompt?
That's
You know?
insane.
Give me a Josh Groban style Charlie Kirk morning song, inspirational. Khalas, you got it down.
Marina said بعد ناس يحطوه بالمغارة تحت الكريسماس tree.
Charlie Kirk.
Imagine like you have like
Charlie
mini-
instead of
yeah,
Jesus, a
like
little
mini
baby Charlie
Kirks.
Oh, but dude, with all the memes, with all the Charlie Kirk memes that I see on Twitter, like I'm so desensitized to like Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk and
me
stuff.
too, bro.
I've seen him as a cheerleader. I've seen all sorts of Charlie Kirk.
Bro, I've seen him as HN.
True HN.
Hassan Nasrallah.
Oh, Hassan. Oh no, Charlie Kirk is Hassan Nasrallah.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
was
funny.
wild.
Folks, we are about to get into Quentin Tarantino. Used to be one of my favorite
Me too. Not gonna
filmmakers. One of my favorites. I own 2 of his movies on Blu-ray, Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained. I love both of those films. I think that in his later years, like that's when I thought Quentin Tarantino was hitting his peak. Like I like his later films. Ooh, Marina Nimitz just gifted 1 Do Not Worry membership, folks. Thank you, Marina. We got 6 new memberships today. Fucking awesome. W's in the chat for Marina. So my favorite. I only thought he was getting better with time. I even loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that movie was fucking awesome. I loved it, all like 3 hours of it or whatever. I thought it was like a nice GTA, like chill mission type movie. You know what I mean?
Which film? Sorry, I was.
Once Upon a Time in LA.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. But, I mean, let's not forget that the Quentin Tarantino is a pretty active Zionist. Here he is visiting an IDF base after October 7th to encourage the IDF, members of the IDF, to murder as many Palestinians as possible. He lives in Tel Aviv with his Israeli wife. So it's pretty safe to say that Quentin Tarantino is a major piece of shit Zionist. I fucking hate him. And this is the reason why I can no longer support Quentin Tarantino. I no longer like Quentin Tarantino. I feel bad saying that I enjoy his movies. I'm gonna, not gonna watch his latest film, or at least, watch it on the high seas, if you know what I mean. But like, I mean, yeah, it's the love affair with Quentin Tarantino is over. Very unfortunate, but he's always been kind of an asshole. Always been kind of a prick, a snob. I mean,
he used to be always a snob.
He's a cinephile and he knows his film history. I'll give him that. The dude is an expert. He's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to film, to Hollywood, all that sort of thing. Still a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And when you're in an industry, like if you're a working director or a working actor, it's kind of shitty for you to just go out and unprovoked, just like criticize and insult the living shit out of someone when no one has even asked you about it. No one even asked him his opinion on like Paul Dano as an actor. So let's see what he had to say. Why are we bringing up Quentin Tarantino? What happened exactly? He was doing like a podcast with someone where he was ranking his like top 10 or top 20 favorite films of the 21st century. And There Will Be Blood came up. The film There Will Be Blood came up. And Quentin Tarantino said that There Will Be Blood would have had a chance to be his highest film, his greatest film of the 21st century, if it didn't have Paul Dano in it. It's supposed to be, this is what he said, it's supposed to be a two-hander, but Dano is weak sauce, man. He's just such a weak, uninteresting guy, man. The weakest fucking actor in SAG. And he laughed. I mean, holy shit, first of all, that's just out of the fucking blue, out of nowhere. just insulting a lovely actor like Paul Dano. By the way, Polish Pusher just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. We're up to 11 new members today. Holy shit. Thank you so much, Polish Pusher. W's in the chat for Polish Pusher. Thank you for the gifted.
He scores a goal.
So, what an asshole. And we actually have, I found, like, sort of the part of the podcast where we talked about that. So, let's listen in to what he had to say.
Psycho. Fuck Janet Leigh is in Psycho, but Anthony Perkins is my fifth. Janet Leigh can hold a flickering birthday candle to Tony Perkins. Okay, but we're talking about performance. I mean, the fact in real life, Janet Leigh is only okay in that movie, and she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and Anthony.
Paul Dano is combats throughout the film.
Putts in the movie.
If I had a criticism about the film, it would fall to Paul Dano's performance. Not that the performance is bad. There's nothing bad about it. It's just it does seem a compromise. He's just not in the level and the caliber of Daniel Day-Lewis. And if the two characters are,
first of all, who is at the level of Daniel Day-Lewis? Like, look who he's picking. He's trying to compare Paul Dano. I mean, okay, he can't in this case because they're acting together. But like, he's not at the caliber of Daniel Day-Lewis. Name me an actor who is, man. Name me 5 actors off the top of your head who are at the caliber of Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, it's gonna be hard to find, especially at the age of Paul Dano. Like, Paul Dano age type actor. How old was Paul Dano when he made this film? Like in his early 20s or something? He's not at the level of, like, it's like saying someone's not, oh, she's not at the level of Meryl Streep, so, I mean, you know, she's put, like, come on, man. You're literally picking the greatest, arguably one of the greatest actors of all time, if not the greatest actor of all time. What do you think of Daniel Day-Lewis, Nadim?
Actually, yeah, like, he's one of the top, and you, like, can't compare anyone to his plays, but, like, actually, no, what's happening now with Quentin Tarantino, it's literally not like the first time. Now I'm remembering there's like, I think in 2022 also there was a movie that was coming out full on. I forgot the whole story, but it was like the same thing.
He also shat on it.
It's a pattern of him like shatting on actors for no absolute reasons, but I think, no, yeah, like it's just like it's just a pattern.
North Star Radio says Leo wins every day. North Star Radio, did you know that Leonardo DiCaprio is building a luxury hotel in Tel Aviv?
No way.
So let's get back to this.
Meant to be combats throughout the film, then Daniel Day-Lewis is Muhammad Ali and Paul Dano is Jerry Quark. And it's it is what it is.
Now, I would say, though, There Will Be Blood would stand a better chance to be in number 1 or number 2 if it didn't have a big giant flaw in it. And the flaw is Paul Dano. Obviously, it's supposed to be a two-hander, and it's also so drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander. He is weak sauce, man. He's a weak sister.
Is it the character?
He's eating him. No, another terrific act. Also,
I honestly, I haven't watched There Will Be Blood in a long time, but I remember fucking being blown away by the film, particularly by Paul Dano's performance. I remember his character was a piece of shit. He's like a fucking asshole, and he played such a great asshole. Like, the fact that I hated him so much, I think is a testament to great writing.
Actor.
Of course, the writing was great.
Yeah, and a great actor. Yeah.
Exactly, and a great actor. I thought he was fucking fantastic. And, like, again, to be able to even stand in front of Daniel Day-Lewis, like, look at this picture, man. Like, having to hold your own in front of this fucking guy right here, man. This fucking legend, this guy who's a method actor who becomes the character for months at a time. When he played Lincoln, he walked around dressed as President Lincoln for, like, months, man. For, like, 3 months, he just would talk like President Lincoln, wouldn't use a cell phone and shit, would shit and, like, on the floor and wipe his ass with leaves. I don't know, man. But, like, the dude is committed. So to be able to stand toe-to-toe and to still deliver a fantastic performance. Like, and again, Quentin Tarantino doesn't have to like the performance. He doesn't have to like it, but, like, why shit on the guy? Why call him the weakest actor in SAG?
Being that offensive on, like, a podcast is, like, not... Yeah, it's,
He
not,
like
it's not cool. Yeah.
it's like he wants him to know. It's like he wants him to hear this. He wants this to get to him. Like you can just say, look, I mean, I love the film and I respect Paul Dano as an actor, but I felt like maybe his performance dragged the film down. And again, for him to say that without someone asking him, I already find that to be fucked up. But like, if you wanted to say, there's a way to say it, but like he's completely going on the offensive.
Austin Butler would have been wonderful in that role. He's just such a weak, uninteresting guy. Daniel Day-Lewis shows that he doesn't need that.
No.
The movie needs a strong. He doesn't need anything. The movie would have had more. There would have been more stringiness to the beef. And again, it's supposed to be a two-hander, and
I
it's
guess
not.
ultimately it is. Or
So
can he take
you
this
put
off
him
right?
with the weakest male actor in SAG. Right?
So he says the weakest male actor in
Yeah, it's-
SAG?
It's just like being really weird.
Hey, just a piece of shit, a Zionist piece of shit. That's what happens when you spend too much time in Israel. When you spend too much time in Tel Aviv, you become Israeli.
Yeah.
You become like them. خلاص صار مقير الزلمة. قايل بشكلك.
Limpest dick in the in SAG, right? The limpest dick in the world. I'm not saying he's giving a terrible performance. I'm saying he's giving a non-entity performance.
Have you liked him in anything?
I don't care for. No, but I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson. I don't care for Matthew Lillard.
He just, and again, these other two guys catching strays. Like, he was almost done with the rent, and he just had to squeeze in a couple more actors. By the way, I fucking hate Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard as well. And he called him, like, limpest dick. What the fuck does that mean?
Limpest dick.
Limp dick? Like, bad, like, he just shat on him, like, completely wiped the floor with him. Nothing redeeming.
It's really unnecessary. Kermeleka was telling you that mainly he always does this because he's always this offensive, and that's why like the past 6 years, other than he's Zionist, like I don't know, but like socially, him as director, no, he's getting like lots of critiques saying Michelle is not, you know, not towards his films, but towards him as a character,
As a person. Here are some of Paul Dano's films. I just looked up his filmography. So There Will Be Blood, which I loved in 2007. Little Miss Sunshine. I forgot he was in Little Miss Sunshine. I fucking love Little Miss Sunshine. He was great as the Riddler in Batman. He was excellent in Prisoners. I fucking love Prisoners, by the way. I think it's one of Denis Villeneuve's like most underrated films. Like not enough people talk about Prisoners anymore.
I
I
haven't
feel.
seen it, to be honest.
It's, oh man, it's amazing. And Paul Dano's performance is like disturbing. He's great in it. I haven't seen Ruby Sparks. I haven't seen Swiss Army Knife. He was in The Girl Next Door. I don't remember that shit. That was a long. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. 12 Years a Slave is fantastic. I don't even remember he was in it,
It's
but
a fucking amazing movie.
it's a masterpiece. I love that film. Dumb Money was fantastic. By the way, 12 Years a Slave. I watched that film at an early screening in Washington D.C. in a mostly full black theater. Everyone was black in that movie. I was like the only non-black person in that theater. It was one of the most emotional experiences of my life, man. Everyone was so emotional throughout the whole fucking film. It was like one of the most moving experiences of my life, and I fucking love that movie. But Sanjay, being in that film with that audience, it felt so much more powerful.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible.
But how did you like land the invitation?
It's easy. Like I used to get. I was like part of like this the DC Film Society where you get invites. Ooh, listen,
Right,
it's
right.
not. It wasn't like an exclusive premiere or anything. But yeah. Like he was in the Wizard of the Kremlin. Haven't seen that. Taking Lives. That is fucking old. Okja. I loved Okja. Okja was fun. He's got a good ass fucking filmography, man. There's a lot of strong performances throughout his life. The Fablemans. He was great in The Fablemans. I saw that he played like the kid who's like the dad who's supposed to be Steven Spielberg. So
Yeah, I don't think it was like absolutely necessary, and I don't think it was right. No, it was like out of place. Hatta. Like Tarantino's comments.
Polish Butcher says, I was in a strange city and went to see 12 Years a Slave by myself, bawling like a baby. I cried so much in that movie. I cried so much. And then I remembered, like, that was one of the first times I ever got in trouble on Twitter. I went home and I said, the 12 Years a Slave makes you want to punch a white person in the face. And I got, like, I don't know how it ended up going viral. And all these, like, white supremacists, like, right-wingers started, like, fuck you, you piece of shit. It's slavery. It wasn't my fault. I was like, it was just a fucking joke, man. I'm just saying, like, the movie's very emotional. It just made me want to punch a white person. And fucking the Twitter, yeah, they got on my ass that fucking day. But yeah, so Paul Dano, very solid filmography. So there's a reason. So there's been a theory of why Quentin Tarantino might hate Paul Dano. So again, Just a quick reminder. Here's Quentin Tarantino chilling with the IDF, little piece of shit. Here he is. Hey guys, you gotta go kill some Palestinians, yeah? Yeah, man. Yeah, my man.
Was getting inspirations.
Getting inspiration for his next piece of shit film. But apparently, so Paul Dano, not too long ago, there was a charity fundraiser for celebrities for Palestine, a medical aid for Palestine map, and Paul Dano signed a copy of the Riddler. So Paul Dano, before the Batman movie came out, he wrote his own Riddler comic. So he was selling that comic signed, and the benefits of that comic book would go to help people in Gaza. So you can buy a signed copy of Paul Dano's graphic novel. For the DC fans out there, Paul Dano is offering the chance to own a signed copy of his graphic novel, The Riddler Year One. An incredibly versatile actor, Paul is best known for his role in Little Miss Sunshine, There Will Be Blood, The Batman, and The Fablemans. Cinema for Gaza.
Cinema for Gaza.
Bam, we back.
We're back.
And I had completely forgotten about that, actually. I had completely forgotten that he had done this, but like, what a goat. So this might be a reason that Quentin Tarantino hates him, because he's a piece of shit Zionist. Again, there you go, little motherfucker. Look at that. Oh, yeah, man. Can I see your feet? Can I see your toes, man? Come on, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm making another film with Leo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Motherfucker. So that might be it. What do you think? Do you think it's him? Do you think that's the reason? Because of his pro-Palestine stance?
Yeah. Most probably he's against him. I know on this point, but like definitely there's something else. And personally, like how this silly this can be, but I think because of like the academies. Now the academy awards are like around the corner, and usually they all lots of directors tend to like create some explosive points like on the press and scoops. So
he's just trying to get some publicity. Let's see what he had to say. What else he had to say about Owen Wilson. So he mentioned Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard at the end of his statement. Quentin Tarantino dislikes Owen Wilson but loves Midnight in Paris. I really can't stand Owen Wilson, man. I mean, I can't stand him. The second time I watched the movie, I was like, okay, don't be such a prick. He's not so bad, man. He's not so bad. And then the third time I watched it, I found myself watching him. So he hates Owen Wilson as well. Let's see what he talks about here.
So yesterday, Bret Easton Ellis dropped the second half of his conversation with Quentin Tarantino, where Quentin revealed the top 10 of his top 20 movies.
And I spent the first time watching the movie
in spite of the main actor.
I really can't stand Owen Wilson. I mean, I can't stand him.
I'm not quite as taken with him.
I can't stand him. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. It's the only Owen Wilson thing I can say. Wow. Oh, Quentin Tarantino. No, I can't even say that. Wow. Oh, wow. I'll just stick to that.
As you are.
And I spent the first time watching the movie loving it and hating him.
I'm in a very perplexing situation.
The second time I watched the movie, I was like, okay, don't be such a prick. He's not so bad. All right, he's not so bad. And then the third time I watched it, I found myself watching him.
A psychiatrist needs to analyze that. But in terms of
Pixel Penguin, I say Matthew Lillard. Quentin Tarantino said Matthew Lillard in his at the end of the podcast. I say Matthew Lillard. Isn't it Lillard? Lillard sounds silly. So anyways, that's what he had to say about Owen Wilson. But then he also shat on Matthew Lillard. As you said, like, I don't care for Matthew Lillard. Here is Matthew reacting to what Quentin Tarantino said at a movie theater at a premiere of Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Quentin Tarantino this week said he didn't like me as an actor. Whatever, who gives a shit? Listen. The point is that it hurts your feelings. It fucking sucks. And he wouldn't say that to Tom Cruise. He wouldn't say that to somebody who's a top-line actor in Hollywood. I'm very popular in this room. I am not very popular in Hollywood. Two totally different microcosms, right? And so, it's humbling, and it hurts. So, thank you. Quentin Tarantino this week said he didn't.
So he's just sad. He's just being like, oh, Quentin Tarantino called me. I mean, look, he's only bringing it up to get some sympathy. Let's be fair. No one else said anything. Owen Wilson just ignored it. Paul Dano just ignored it. Matthew Lillard, as soon as he said it, I gotta fucking get some. Let's go. But I mean, hey, I would if Quentin Tarantino called me a shitty actor, you bet your ass I would respond somehow. I'd be like, fuck you, man. That's what I would say. Fuck you, you Zionist piece of shit, motherfucker. So, anyways, Matthew Lillard does seem like a sweet guy, but then again, when Melissa Barrera got fired off of Scream 7, he just hopped on to that movie because they replaced the whole cast. He has no problem working for Zionists, etc. So like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he's a nice guy, but like, you know.
Is he? I don't think so.
I mean, look, here's a video of him with a fan. Let's see if he's a nice guy.
No one, it's okay, baby.
It's okay. This is something awesome. Ready? Give me a Scooby-Doo picture with you. Can I give you a present?
Hey,
Sir, can I give this to you? Who's this guy? Ready? Oh, I do. I didn't sing Scooby-Doo.
It's scary.
He does look kind of freaky because he looks like he's got no eyebrows right now.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo! Yeah, he is Shaggy, for everyone asking. He is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Rose, what do? You run. Zoink.
oh, yay.
But I mean, he's a sweet guy. Look at him. He seems like a nice guy.
He likes Sarah. He's a nice guy.
Sarahs are the best.
Even the lady said he's a nice guy. I mean, so it's okay if he works for Zionists. It's okay if he replaced Melissa Barrera in the new Scream movie. He's a nice guy. Look at him.
Come here.
Baby, it's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's a long night.
It is.
It's hard being a Sarah, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard being Sarah. It's hard.
Like, man, you want this?
Well, he just gave her a free signature. Actors normally charge at least like $20 for this. He missed out on a good cool 20 from this little girl. Also, he was in a movie called Without a Paddle, which was horrible. I don't recommend anyone watch Without a Paddle, but it was a guilty pleasure for me and my cousins when we were young. Again, shit film. It's about like three best friends going after D.B. Cooper's treasure. Starring Matthew Lillard and Dax Shepard. Oh, and the short redhead guy. What was he called again? The guy who voices Peter Griffin's son.
No way.
Yeah, I forgot the name. Look up Peter Griffin's son voice actor. So that was the Quentin Tarantino topic, folks. That was it. Artful hello. Artful Decadent says Tarantino can suck a fat one. Exactly. So that was our Quentin. What do you guys think of Quentin Tarantino? I think Artful Decadence said it perfectly. He can suck a fat one. Or a fat toe. But he would enjoy sucking a fat toe, so maybe not.
Chris Griffin.
Chris Griffin. Okay, who's the voice actor for Chris Griffin? I'm gonna start setting up.
Seth Green.
Seth Green. So co-starring Seth Green. Okay, I'm gonna start setting up the next topic. Opening up a whole bunch of fucking links.
The
Warner Brothers.
Ooh.
Yep. This is a juicy one, folks. We're gonna go. It's gonna be long.
Batgirl movie.
Okay, so like dig in. Go grab a snack. This is gonna be the next hour and a half of this fucking thing. We're going. I'm giving you the everything, okay, on this topic. Nadim, tell the people a nice little story while I open up them links for the next minute and a half.
I'm gonna tell you the story of thing about story, the cool one. All right, so guys,
only the best story.
Only the best stories for me. So whenever I was out of the country, I decided to go literally on a cycling track at like 4 a.m. and I did 40 kilos. And that was like literally my first time.
40 kilometers?
Yeah, 40 kilometers. And that was literally my first time, bro.
Yeah, we can actually...
Crazy.
Let me open a couple more articles, I guess. Oh, wait, no, I opened this one again.
Guys, comment down below, Team Netflix or Team...
yeah. Let's start a poll. Let's start a fucking poll. Start a poll.
Yalla.
Who do you support? Netflix or Paramount? Yes, let's fucking go. We got a poll up, folks. We have a poll up. Who do you support, Netflix or Paramount? Show your support to your favorite mega corporation. Netflix is at 100% so far.
No way.
Oopsie. Sorry, guys. This is gonna take a minute just because I have so many articles to open up.
Bro, it's so funny that I've been on
In
the pod
America,
like a while ago.
influence
I
doesn't
feel like I'm behind the screen, you know, in front of the camera. I'm forgetting that I need to speak. So,
Oh, because the camera's on you now.
yeah. I have to entertain the guys. Right.
Can you do any tricks with your bottle of water?
Yeah, look. Can do this. But I think it's so loud for the people. Alright, so we had definitely fuck Paramount always. Why? Damn, bro, that's like a huge file. it's been a minute.
Sure.
It's a huge file, yeah.
إيه كتير يلا. All right, we can start with this.
Right. Bro, Netflix now at 88. Someone.
So,
All right.
first of all, let me give you guys a bit of my what are my qualifications for talking about this. Normally, I mean, a lot of things that I talk about on this podcast, I'm not qualified to, whether it's politics or geopolitics or stuff like that. Like, look, we're just here having a good time. But when it comes to movies, TV, movie industry,
We can't talk about it.
we can talk about that. This is actually like my specialty. I've been working in TV and film for like almost 10 years at this point. I've been working in content for like over 10 years. I've been a film pundit, you can say, on YouTube and stuff for many years. I've been following up on movie and industry news for like over a decade. I'm extremely passionate about it. I've been reading box office numbers since I was 12 years old.
And you're a cinephile.
I used to I've been like literally checking box office numbers. So everything that has to do with like film and TV industry news, I'm a massive fan of. We just recently got our like YouTube replays, just like the Spotify replays. My most watched YouTube channel is the John Campea Show, which is like a strictly like just a movie punditry show. I watch it every single day. So that is my thing. So I'm going to try to give you guys as much of a complete background. It's not going to be like, I'm not going to go through everything, but I want to try to give you guys as much of a big macro look at this whole situation. Netflix, Paramount bidding for Warner Brothers, whether Netflix getting Warner Brothers is actually the end of cinemas, all that sort of thing. Now, as a disclaimer, personally, I don't want anyone to acquire Warner Brothers. I'm against big acquisitions. I'm against consolidation. I think consolidation is bad for any industry, especially for a creative industry. The more that these companies consolidate, like recently Skydance acquired Paramount, when Disney acquired Fox, this is just giving artists and creatives less places to go to sell their projects. It's giving you as a viewer less sources of entertainment, essentially, especially as a creative myself. Like if I were to write a TV show 10 years ago, I had the choice of like, let's say 30 studios to go and pitch my project to. And then one of these 30 people might tell me yes, and I might end up getting a show produced. Now, with all this consolidation, with all of these acquisitions, you have the choice of like 7 companies to make your project. So the chances of your project ever getting made are getting slimmer and slimmer. Also, depending on whoever's acquiring these companies, you have less and less people controlling more of the media, controlling the narrative, depending on whatever their political leanings are. You're going to get content that kind of reflects that, and that's also not a good thing. Consolidating too much power when it comes to entertainment. You can't have one person controlling that much of the media.
And
So-
especially,
No,
in
go.
movies, you know, because to me, for example, if this will happen, like Netflix will become this huge giant tech, if you want to call it. You know, one of my biggest issues with this point is that we lose all the creative directions in movies. You know, like all the creative part of the movies will be stuck in like a monopoly of same, you know, like because Netflix knows what would like generate money for Netflix. So that all the ideas will be shaped into a certain way, into like one certain style and one certain cinematic word. So that's why,
Exactly.
to me, I feel like this happening is literally killing 99% of the creatives in the movies.
It's and it's very scary because Netflix also follows an algorithm. So
Yeah.
like Netflix, sorry, 1 second, subs. Netflix makes movies based on like an algorithm. Like they know like the first 20 seconds of a movie needs to have this because our algorithm, our data shows that audiences like it when there's like an action sequence in the first 5 minutes. So when someone is pitching a movie to Netflix, or when Netflix is working on a movie, they have a formula that is very strict. Like they're telling their directors, they're telling their writers, hey, we need an action sequence in the first 5 minutes because we know that our audience data has shown that they love an action scene in the first 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Also, Netflix, when they produce TV shows and movies, they want this content, and I hate the term content, by the way, but they want this stuff to be consumable while people are doing like their laundry. So usually there's a lot of like exposition dialogue. The characters are like reminding the audience of the plot like every 15 minutes, like we need to deliver the package to the station, and they repeat it every 10 minutes so that while you're folding your laundry and you're not paying attention to the movie,
plot, yeah.
you remember what the plot is without even paying attention. So there is a formula to these movies, and yeah, if Netflix starts to control how all movies are made, then we're really fucked. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you do remember like now actually.
But we're gonna get to all that. We're gonna get to all that. I'm first starting off with like a general overlook. So me and Nadim, we both agree no one should acquire Warner Brothers. Ideally, Disney should have never acquired Fox, even though I love the fact that like the Marvel characters went back to Disney so they can use them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Like that, you didn't need to acquire a whole studio, but like whatever. As a nerd, that made me happy, but like otherwise it's horrible for the industry. So if in a perfect world, Warner Brothers remains independent, Paramount remains independent, Netflix remains its own thing. But we don't live in a perfect world. So how did we get here? Netflix has just acquired Warner Brothers. So before we get into that, let me just give you the most minor of like history information. So just a few years ago, AT&T had actually acquired Warner Brothers, and it wasn't until 2022 that like David Zaslav and like Discovery merged with Warner Brothers. So AT&T acquired Warner Brothers a few years ago, and they kind of fucked it all up. If you guys remember, during COVID, Warner Brothers did this thing where every major Warner Brothers film came out on HBO Max in parallel with movie theaters. So like Dune came out on your fucking streaming service. Dune, a movie which cost like $300 million to make, and which should only
shot on IMAX.
And shot in IMAX, which needs to come out in theaters to recoup its money. AT&T had the brilliant idea to release all of these movies day in and day out on HBO Max and in movie theaters. So Mortal Kombat, I remember, came out on both. Dune came out on both. A whole bunch of really big movies were released, which was never done before, on a streaming service instead of a movie theater. They made also a lot of bad decisions, which ended up driving Warner Brothers' value like half. I can't remember how much they bought it for. Can you try to Google how much did Warner Brothers acquire? How much did AT&T buy Warner Brothers for, and how much was it worth like when it was done? Right. You might get an AI answer for it, but we need it quick right now. So, but anyway, AT&T drove down the value of Warner Brothers desperately. It became very much in debt. They were losing money, and they ended up losing a lot of money. Everyone lost money during COVID, but like they lost
85 billion.
They bought it for 85 billion.
Yeah, and they lost it for.
And hey, how much did they sell it for? So AT&T paid $85 billion for Warner Brothers, and they sold it for how long?
43 billion.
They sold it for 43 billion.
Mainly for 50% of like the acquisition.
Yeah. So they lost half the value essentially. AT&T fucked up the company so bad they ran it into the ground that they ended up leaving the internet. They were like, "Fuck it, we don't want to do this anymore." Just a few years later, they tried to get rid of it. So
43 billion.
From 85 billion to 43 billion. Then what happened? Let me get a picture of this guy as well.
What's that?
David Zaslav.
Isn't it like the owner of a studio?
He's the owner of Warner Brothers. He's the CEO of Warner Brothers. So what ended up happening? This handsome chap. Why is this such a shitty picture? Swooped in, David Zaslav. Let's get a better photo. This handsome man. Open image. Come on, man. Ah, there he is. Beautiful David Zaslav swooped in. He was the CEO of Discovery, if I'm not mistaken. This guy is like renowned. He's responsible for like the growth of like reality TV. His specialty was reality television. It's low cost, it's inexpensive to make, and like he transformed Discovery, like TLC, all that sort of thing. So Warner Media Discovery complete merger becomes Warner Brothers history. That happened in 2022. So David Zaslav, this guy, essentially came in, rescued Warner, and I say rescued loosely, but rescued Warner Brothers from the grasps of AT&T and decided that they were going to merge it with Discovery and, you know, try to get Warner Brothers out of debt, try to cut costs. Like, that became their mission. When David Zaslav and Discovery took over Warner Brothers, they had one simple mission, which was cutting costs. Polish Pusher sends $2 and says, "Is the handsome man in the room with us?" He is now. He's on the screen with his sweater vest. Beautiful vest. So there he is again. So Warner Brothers, Discovery Media, Discovery complete merger, become Warner Brothers Discovery. Let me read just a little bit of this. This was like the press release. AT&T's Warner Media unit and Discovery have completed their merger. The company said on Friday the combined company Warner Brothers Discovery will start trading on the NASDAQ on Monday under the ticker symbol WBD. In May last year, the company set out to merge and become a standalone media business, with AT&T aiming to focus more on its wireless ambitions and Discovery looking to beef up its content library. With the close of this transaction, we expect to invest at record levels in our growth areas of 5G and fiber. Okay, I don't give a shit what this guy says. Warner Brothers Discovery portfolio includes Discovery Channel, Warner Brothers Entertainment, CNN, HBO, Cartoon Network, streaming services, Discovery Plus, and HBO Max, and franchises like Batman and Harry Potter. A top priority for David Zaslav, this handsome man. But I really want a picture with his teeth.
Let me try to find one.
David Zaslav smiles. We got to find one with a smile. There he is. Look at that. That's the photo.
Yo.
That's the picture.
Oh.
Daddy Zaslav. There he is, guys. Oh, yeah. I fucking hate this guy, by the way. This guy's a fucking asshole. We're going to get to why he's an asshole. But Daddy Zaslav had one goal, essentially. A top priority for David Zaslav, the long-time Discovery veteran leading the combined entity, is to make streaming video as profitable as the old TV business, analyst said. Discovery on Thursday announced the executive team to lead the new Warner Brothers Media heavily, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, the whole goal was to cut costs. And how are they going to cut costs? Any way fucking possible. They started by canceling movies that were already filmed. So there was I don't know if you guys remember, there was a Batgirl movie that was supposed to come out exclusively on HBO Max. The whole thing was filmed. It was filmed by the two guys who made Bad Boys for Life, that movie. They're two Arabs. I forgot their name, Bilal something and something else. So those two directed a whole ass Batgirl movie for Warner Brothers, also co-starring Michael Keaton, who came back to play an old Batman, supposedly to like who's training this Batgirl. They had Brendan Fraser in as the villain. And then what happened? They literally threw that film in the trash. They canned it because they thought the quality was bad. They're like, the quality's not good enough to release in theaters, and they would rather get a tax break rather than put the money out in theaters. So if they burn the movie, bury it, make sure no one ever sees it, they can recoup basically like tax money for it, about $40 to $45 million, about half of what they spent on making it. They were willing to lose money just to not lose more money in theaters. So here's a quick report about that.
If you were looking forward to that new Batgirl movie, forget about it. The movie has tested so poorly that the studio behind it calls it irredeemable. That means no one will ever see what has now become a very expensive mistake.
And like, honestly, it couldn't have been that fucking bad. If you watch half of the movies that the DC universe was fucking making, I'm sure this movie was fine. They just really were so desperate to cut costs. They just
They deleted the film.
They straight up deleted the film, man. No one is ever gonna see this thing. They filmed the whole fucking thing.
The new Batgirl movie, which cost $90 million to make, is being shelved. Warner Brothers confirmed the shocking news, saying the decision to not release Batgirl reflects our leadership's strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Leslie Grace, the breakout star of In the Heights, played Batgirl, which has been completely shot and was ready for release.
This is my street. I smile at the faces.
This is not common at all. This is what's so shocking about this. You never.
Yeah, like it's rare. Like, you know, like normally if a studio's not happy with a film, they'll do a bunch of reshoots. Like they'll spend more money to make it better. And actually, that's what happened with that movie at one point, because this was supposed to be an HBO Max exclusive film. Then they decided that they didn't want it to come out on HBO Max. They wanted it to be a theatrical movie because David Zaslav was like, putting an expensive movie on a streaming service is a waste of money. And he's right there. So they ended up spending more money to make the film look like a cinema movie. And then they still were like, nah, this is shit. We're throwing it in the trash.
Really never hear about a studio saying, you know what? We have shot a movie. It is in the can. It's ready for release, and we are not going to release it.
Yvonne Craig played the original Batgirl in the campy 1960s TV series.
As long as you're holding class as Penguin, perhaps you'd include Batgirl, too.
Batgirl? Batgirl?
And Alicia Silverstone played Batgirl in the 1997 film.
This one?
Yeah, like the old Batman. I've seen it. It's so cool.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all wild, man. This one too. This one's fucking crazy. Batman's costume has nipples in this one.
Played Batgirl in the 1997 film Batman and Robin.
I'd like to help Batman and Robin.
And took the liberty to create something in your size.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Big names were attached to the new Batgirl movie, including Michael Keaton, who was reprising his role as the original movie Batman from 1989.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Fans are taking to social media to express their outrage. Shame we won't see it. Warner Brothers messed up so badly.
What was so bad about Batgirl? That's what everybody wants to know, that Hollywood couldn't do any of its magic to re-edit it, to use different CGI to make it work.
Good questions. A Batgirl sequel was also in the works, but that too has been scrapped.
So that was one of the early things that made David Zaslav, Daddy Zaslav, there he is. Look at those fucking teeth. Each tooth looks like a brick or something, like a white pearl brick.
What is like canned sugar?
Yeah, like a cube sugar cube. Each tooth is like a fucking sugar cube, exactly. Really insane teeth. Let's zoom in a little bit more on the teeth. Oh shit! Wait, no, too zoomed
We're
in.
gonna see it.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That final one. Here, 1 second. It really is sugar cubes. Oh my god. Sugar cube teeth. So, then, what? It's already paused here, man. So, also, another thing that HBO started to do, that Warner Brothers started to do to cut costs, was removing shows off of their streaming service that they already made. So, HBO Max to remove 36 titles, including 20 originals from streaming. If you guys remember, a lot of you guys watch Westworld. They just took Westworld off of HBO because it was costing them, because every show that's on a streaming service isn't free. They have to pay a license to keep it there. They have to pay, like, maybe the creators or the studio a license fee every year. Like, if Sony makes a movie and they want to put it on Netflix, Netflix has to pay Sony a fee of, let's say, $1,000 a year to keep the movie on Netflix. So if no one's watching the movie, Netflix is like, fuck it, I don't want that movie anymore. But what's funny is that HBO was the only place where you can find Westworld, because it's an HBO original show. Like, they made the show. So they don't want to keep paying, whether it's residuals for actors, whether it's the price, the cost, like the price that it costs to simply house it on your servers. It probably costs like money to have all this data and to keep these servers running. So the more shows that they have, the more that they have to spend. So they were so focused on cutting costs, they just started fucking removing movies off of the streaming service. Some of them don't even exist on physical media. So like, if they're not on the streaming service, you can't access these things. And I don't know if Westworld came out on DVD ever, so you might be able to buy it on DVD and watch it. But for a while, there's a whole bunch of shows. Even Disney started to do that at one point. Like, there's a show that they made that was a spin-off off of Grease. I remember it was only available on Disney Plus or on Hulu. They fucking got rid of it to cut costs. Now you can't find that show anywhere. That's why physical media is so important. If you really love a movie, go out and buy it. You know, buy the Blu-ray, buy the 4K.
You know, that this is also like another point where I know I'm really against like any streaming platform to buy a full-on studio, because you know, like, now it's hard for you to find like the movie unless it's pirated.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to watch the film,
it's impossible.
You'd have to go like, which streaming platform has this film? Then you need to subscribe to this streaming
And
platform.
sometimes like a streaming platform has, like, for example, Shrek.
Yeah.
Like, you'll find Shreks 1 and 2 on one streaming platform, and then 3 and 4 are on like another streaming platform. The whole thing is fucking crazy.
Yeah, so that's why, to me, I'd really like to go to a day where like DVDs were the thing.
I have a Blu-ray collection. I mean, I don't buy many anymore. I haven't bought one in a long time, just because I don't rewatch movies like I used to. I used to rewatch movies that I loved like all the time. Now I watch it once. I'm lucky to watch it once. So, but anyways.
But like, even now, the problem is that there is, unless you have a console or something, you don't have a player.
Exactly. I mean, I have 2 Blu-ray players myself, but yeah, Normal people don't.
Yeah.
I have four. I have my PS4, my PS5, and I have 2 Blu-ray players. So I technically have 4 ways to play my Blu-rays.
All right, bro.
But it's a bit overkill. Yeah.
Relax.
I have a whole collection, man.
Relax.
So anyways, they started removing shows. Let me get some examples of shows that were removed off of HBO Max to cut costs. Shows like Camping, Vinyl, Mrs. Fletcher, and Run.
Mrs. Fletcher, I remember the fuzz around it.
The teen drama Generation was taken off. Animated anthology series Infinity Train, holiday-themed reality dating show 12 Dates of Christmas, and Sesame Street. Spin-off The Not Too Late Show with Elmo, etc. They removed a bunch of shit. Westworld, also the one that I just mentioned, which was a very notable one, which is a very popular show. Like people can, at one point when Westworld started, it was considered like a Game of Thrones style show. They're like, this is the next Game of Thrones. So the fact that HBO just fucking chucked it off of their network, this was also a big deal. So that's a little bit of history. Sorry, just a quick second. This is Mercedes sends a $2 super chat just for support. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Very, very sweet of you. And Polish Busher just gifted another 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Let's fucking go. We're at 19 new members today. That's fucking insane, yo. 21 new members. What's happening? Someone else. Nola Magnolia also just gifted another. Holy shit, you guys are going crazy, man.
Thank you.
God damn, you guys are awesome. Holy fuck. 21 new members today, yo. Let's go. The member stream is going to be fun this week, man. Also, not only did they get rid of Batgirl, there was a Coyote versus Acme movie that was shot like 2 or 3 years ago. That Warner Brothers got worried that they started to worry that it wasn't going to make a lot of money in theaters. They also tried to do the tax credit thing. They tried to fucking get rid of it, like just like they did for Batgirl. Like they were just like, fuck it, just burn the movie and give us half of the budget back as tax credit. Word got around Hollywood. They're like, yo, this is actually a good movie. So people started to like, we're like, no, don't fucking do it. Try to sell it like, instead of fucking getting rid of it for tax credit, sell it to another studio at least. Like, let someone else release it. So Warner Brothers, for like months,
tried selling
it. They did these screenings where industry professionals, heads of other studios would go watch the film. Everyone said it was a lot of fun. It was super fun. It ended up being sold. They ended up selling it. It took some time. But Warner Brothers here, it says, completes worldwide sale of Coyote versus Acme. So this is going to come out in theaters. Unlike Batgirl, we are actually going to be able to see this movie. Ketchup Entertainment bought it. Bought it.
Yeah?
Well, I said bought it. What'd you say?
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet, no. It's going to come out in 2026. So yeah, Ketchup Entertainment today confirmed their completed deal for worldwide rights to the live-action animated hybrid film that brings Looney Tunes characters Wile E. Coyote to the big screen. We had the deal pegged in the $50 million range, and the film is expected to get a theatrical release in 2026. So they were able to buy the film from Warner Brothers for $50 million. So it's going to be coming out in theaters. This is great news. Like, in my opinion, this is what should happen. So at least the film, it's not a waste. You know what I mean? What else is here? Yeah, we already did the ads thing. So yeah, this is all. I'm just showing you guys that this was the goal from the beginning. Essentially, when David Zaslav, who was the guy who was, I think, one of the producers on Honey Boo Boo. David Zaslav is such a reality TV fiend that he is one of the guys behind Honey Boo Boo. Do you know Honey Boo Boo? Nadim?
No.
You familiar with Honey Boo Boo? You shouldn't. It's better not to know. So one of the ways that they actually... So Warner Brothers Discovery increases cost-cutting synergies target to $3.5 billion. This was in 2022. 6 months after the merger of Warner Brothers Media and Discovery, Warner Brothers is upping the goal for its seemingly never-ending cuts across the board. I'm just reading this to highlight just how much the goal was from the beginning to cut costs, bring down debt, bring up the value of Warner Brothers again so that David Zaslav could sell it for a profit. So the fact that they're selling it right now was always part of the plan. Everything David Zaslav has been doing with Warner Brothers since getting the company in 2022 has been making it leaner, meaner. They got rid of some staff. Again, they literally stopped movies from coming out so that they could get the tax credit. They got rid of shows up from HBO Max to stop paying licenses or actor fees or whatever, with the exclusive goal of cutting down costs, getting rid of debt, offloading as much debt as they can, and to bring the company value back to where it was before AT&T completely fucked it up and brought it down from $85 billion to $43 billion.
What's the new, like...
It got sold for $87 billion, but it was kind of split in half.
Yeah.
So it's worth even more, actually. So the David Zaslav-led company has been persistently working toward finding $3 billion in cost-saving synergies since closing the deal in April, a goal it aims to complete over the next 3 years. During Warner, and again, a goal it aims to complete over the next 3 years. It's 3 years later, and they've sold the company. So again, I'm not for any of this, but I'm just telling you that this was kind of part of the plan the whole time. Yeah, guys, we need more likes. Polish Pusher says 84 people are watching, but only 34 likes. Let's fucking go with the likes. Like the stream, yo.
Like it, share.
So,
Sorry.
So yeah, so basically that's all. Like, this is kind of, but we don't need to get into all of this. But then some layoffs actually. Wait, so following that announcement, Zaslav handled the mic. The remarks likely mean more layoffs are in store for. So yeah, the leaner company. So Weinfeld spoke about the difficult decision that comes with this increase and noted the importance of centralizing duplicative operations. The CFO also emphasized the goal to become a leaner company. These remarks likely mean more layoffs in store for Warner Brothers departments and more significant in nature as part of the repositioning mentioned by Weidenfels. Conversely, Zaslav noted that Warner Brothers is fully committed to content despite having canceled dozens of shows across networks this year and removed some titles completely from HBO Max, but shifting its funds toward what it seems to be revenue-driving projects. So yeah, they've also been focused on more franchise stuff. Like they're redoing the whole Harry Potter movies as TV shows. That was part of the plan. More reality TV. When they merged Discovery and Warner Brothers, they had a higher emphasis on reality television because it's cheaper to produce. You can bust out multiple seasons quicker than
Why is it cheaper to actually
make reality TV? Yeah. You're not writing a script. You're not editing for a couple of years. You're not hiring an expensive director to make a movie or a TV show. It's just like, let's go. Let's get some horny single people on an island. Call it a day. You know what I mean? So it's cheaper to make reality content. Just find an influencer, send a camera crew, follow them around. You have 20 episodes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus making actual something that's actually valuable. So again, this is all part of the history, folks. Eventually, the thing didn't really work. Like, they still had to split off Discovery and HBO. They ended up kind of splitting the whole thing because they were, like, the weight of, like, CNN and cable television ended up weighing the company down. So now that's separate. They have HBO Max, the movie division, the gaming division, separate. And then they have, like, CNN, Discovery, TLC, you know, all that sort of shit separate from the company because they weren't able to like remain profitable with both of them, I think. So the David Zaslav, this was in 2025, in June of 2025. As Warner Brothers and other media giants move pieces around, they can't outrun the cable math. So 4 years ago, David Zaslav insisted that Discovery Communications, together with what was then called Warner Media, was more than the sum of its parts. They had a formidable lineup of global assets, he said. When you put us together, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Game of Thrones, Sex and the City, HBO and Discovery being everywhere in the world with local content, we're better together, Zaslav said in 2021, explaining the logic behind combining Discovery and Warner Media. Nola Magnolia sends 50 Egyptian pounds. Thank you so much. And says, selfishly, love the film industry talk for real, so thank you. Also, like the stream, y'all. Thank you, Nola. I know it's refreshing. This is something that like I'm genuinely enjoying talking about this. I'm glad you're enjoying it too. Jim sends a $5 donut. Thank you so much, Jim. And says the creators, talent, and administrative staff of DNW officially recommend against pirating content. Thank you and have a nice day. Oh, of course. We would never tell anyone to pirate content. Right, Nadim?
Yeah.
No to piracy.
No to piracy.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a purse. You wouldn't steal a movie.
You know, I don't know. This specific ad used to terrify me as a kid.
I know, because me too.
It was terrifying.
It was kind of scary because they made it seem like you're going to go because there was like police lights. Like, oh shit, the popo's coming to stop me from watching this film.
And like the typography is such like a GTA font.
I know, right?
2D.
So fast forward to today and the math has changed. Zaslav has now reversed course, announcing that Warner Brothers Discovery will proceed to dismantle the agglomeration of different businesses he assembled under one roof. In short, that formidable combination has been weighed down by declining revenue, viewership, and profits across Warner Brothers' collection of linear TV portfolio. As announced Monday, Warner Brothers Discovery will break apart like this. The Warner Brothers Film and TV Studio, HBO Max, and Warner Brothers Games and Experiences division will be one discrete entity led by Zaslav. A new company will house CNN, TNT, TBS, Discovery, Food Network, HGTV, and a raft of other channels with roots in linear cable in addition to Discovery Plus and Bleacher Report. Basically, old legacy media, the shit that your parents watch, was deemed worthless by them. They're like, this can all be one company. We'll keep the cool shit, the theatrical distribution, the streaming service, the gaming. This is what's making us money, etc.
No, yeah, but like I think like for them it was because if you like, for example, the generation that now is growing up will eventually keep on watching like Netflix and all these cool shit, and not like the old cable thing. So that's why they split them.
Exactly. And just to get rid of the other shit. Separate the debts. Excuse me. But with time, David Zaslav was actually able, I mean, the fact that it was able to sell for like $87 billion versus the $43 billion that they acquired it for is proof that they were able to drive the value up. This is just an example of an article. Warner Brothers Discovery beats Q2 revenue estimates, swings to profit amid cost cuts and debt reduction. So they were successful in cutting costs, in actually making a profit. So key points: Warner Brothers Discovery reported Q2 earnings revenue of 9.81 billion, narrowly surpassing analyst estimates. The company achieved a net income of 1.58 billion, reversing a loss of nearly 10 billion in the prior year. So literally the year before they had lost $10 billion, they were able to turn it around and made $1.58 billion. So again, getting rid of all those movies, firing all those people, getting rid of all those shows from HBO Max, bit by bit, show by show, they were able to bring their costs down, bring the money back. And then, and by the way, theatrically, Warner Brothers has had an insane couple of years, and we have to mention that. This is why people are so scared that Netflix buying Warner Brothers is going to destroy cinemas, because, to be fair, whatever you think of David Zaslav or the owners, Warner Brothers movies are some of the only movies like making a whole bunch of money in cinemas. Warner Brothers is one of the few studios left that are consistently putting movies out in theaters, trying to preserve the cinema going experience. And they actually recently beat a record, and I honestly don't know if anyone is ever going to be able to beat this record. After Conjuring Last Rites, Warner Brothers makes box office history with 7 consecutive movies opening above $40 million on their opening weekend. So, Warner Brothers released 7 movies in a row where each of those movies opened with at least $40 million on its opening weekend, usually at number 1, which is an insane statistic. Imagine being a studio releasing, like, normally there's got to be like a flop in there, you know what I mean? And not only that, like, not only did none of these movies flop, they all made over $40 million opening weekend, 7 in a row, which is a record. And they had already beaten the record with 6. And then when Conjuring came out, the record became 7. Let me just read you what these 7 movies are, just to show how much of a good year Warner Brothers had with movies. Weapons opened with $43.5 million. It was a horror film. Amazing. Sinners, which I saw in IMAX in the US when I was there, opened with $48 million. Also Warner Brothers movie. Final Destination Bloodlines opened with $51 million, like last year or something. A lot of money.
This year, Final Destination.
This year coming, right?
Yep.
F1, the movie. It wasn't made by Warner Brothers. It was made by Apple, but it was distributed by Warner Brothers. It opened with $57 million. Massive opening. Superman, released by Warner Brothers, made $125 million. A Minecraft movie made $162 million opening weekend and almost $1 billion worldwide. And The Conjuring Last Rites opened with $83 million opening weekend. So 7 movies in a row making at least $40 million. This is a record in Hollywood. So this is why people are scared that Netflix acquiring it is going to like destroy the cinemas. But it's important to keep note that it's important to know why, because Warner Brothers has been incredibly successful at the theater, particularly last year. These are all from last year almost, so it's fucking insane that they've made that much money. Cancel, sorry. So, closing that. Who is now buying Warner Brothers? The bid was against Netflix and Paramount. Why is it imperative that Paramount not get Warner Brothers? So who are the Ellisons? Why is Paramount trying to acquire this? Let's get into it really quickly. It's important to keep in mind that the Ellisons recently... let's just let this guy explain it. We're going to watch this quick video at 1.25 speed. The Zionist tech billionaire that now owns your data. Here's a little bit of background on the Ellisons.
In America, influence doesn't always sit in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in the boardrooms of Hollywood studios or the corner offices of billion-dollar tech firms, organizations that yield control. In America, influence doesn't always sit in the Oval Office. Sometimes it's in the boardrooms of Hollywood studios or the corner offices of billion-dollar tech firms, organizations that yield control over the things we depend on every single day. Our information, our entertainment, and increasingly our...
I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Clear.
Annie Amani says, you are my top YouTube channel this year, and apparently I'm in the top 0.2% of yours. Holy shit, that's fucking awesome. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I mean, I think everyone in this chat right now is probably top 2%. I'll be right back.
Online conversations. And in the world of influential tech, media, and geopolitics, the deeper you look, the more one figure keeps appearing. Larry Ellison, billionaire founder of Oracle, one of the largest tech firms on the planet. The man who's quietly become the most influential tech mogul in Donald Trump's second administration, eclipsing names like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. A man whose influence runs from the service storing the world's data to television news broadcasts. And at the heart of his empire is a decades-long relationship with Israel.
We love the country of Israel, and we'll do everything we can to support the country of Israel.
Millions funneled into its military, a massive underground cloud data center in Jerusalem, a personal friendship with Benjamin Netanyahu that blurs the line between politics and private life. So who really is Larry Ellison? How far does his power and influence reach? Where do his allegiances truly lie? And how deeply is this man shaping the world we see around us? Well, let's find out. Larry Ellison's story begins with code. In the late 1970s, he worked on a project for the CIA, an ambitious mission to create a massive...
This might be too long. Let me see if I have something quicker.
It is too long.
It is long, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's interesting. Though.
Okay. No, so here's a quicker, more perfect union. Puts this together. If Paramount is allowed to take over Warner Brothers Discovery, the conservative billionaire Ellison family will control Paramount Studios, CBS, CNN, MTV, HBO, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, DC Studios, Fandango, which is the movie ticketing buying website, and New Line Cinema, TNT Sports, TBS, Oracle, and more. Also, keep in mind they recently acquired the UFC. Paramount has the exclusive streaming rights to the UFC. They're going to be on. Yeah, they did that. They made like a $10 billion deal or something to have the UFC. Like this year, it's going to start streaming in 2026 on Paramount Plus. So pay-per-view is done. You don't ever have to, like UFC is breaking from the pay-per-view model. You don't have to pay $80 to watch an event. You just subscribe to Paramount Plus, and you get it unlimited.
The same thing that which WWE did.
Yeah, WWE is now on like Netflix and shit too, right? The streamers are moving into sports because that's the next big thing. So Larry Ellison, everyone knows he's a massive piece of shit Zionist. Do I have him? So this is from the Times of Israel. What do you mean ad blocker? Fuck. Okay, I disabled it, bro. So record $53 million raised for IDF soldiers at Beverly Hills Gala. This was in 2017, and Larry Ellison donated $16 million. Let's look at Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison donates $16.6 million to the Friends of the IDF. Says since Israel's founding, we have called on the brave men and women. Let's see exactly what he said. So this guy donated $16.6 million to the Friends of the IDF.
Tell us, what is your connection to Israel?
Well, the renewal of the Jewish state is something that I think touches all of us. For 2,000 years, we were a stateless people. And now we have a country of our own, defended by all the brave men and women of the IDF.
Now we have a country. I wonder at what cost. Where did you get this country of your own?
Like they got it from Black Friday, bro.
Hey, man, it's Black Friday deal. وين كشتولة هالبلد? Motherfucker.
So anything we can do to support them, who, devote their lives for preserving the state of Israel, keeping the people safe, and allowing our state to continue sometimes in very, very difficult situations.
Did you visit Israel?
I have been to Israel. I have been to the border. I have spent time to the people who govern the state of Israel. And I feel he
has spent time with the people who govern the state of Israel. This guy is a friend of Netanyahu. This guy is the owner of Oracle. This guy owns so much fucking data.
Deep emotional connection to the state of Israel and the Israeli people.
You are an high-tech person. What do you think about the Israeli startups and high-tech phenomena?
Oh, well, you know, after Silicon Valley, there's an area, Herzliya has probably got more startups than any other place other than Silicon Valley in Northern California. So we've actually acquired a number of Israeli companies. We have two CEOs.
He's acquired a number, he owns a number of Israeli companies. This is the guy trying to control Netflix, Warner Brothers.
Is it Oracle? One's name is Safra Katz, and she was born in Israel. So again, we love the country of Israel, and we'll do everything we can to support the country of Israel.
Recently hear that many people criticizing Israel, especially after the Gaza operation. How do you feel?
Do you guys understand why this motherfucker cannot own Warner Brothers? Do you guys understand that a man who openly loves Israel and donates millions of dollars to the IDF should be nowhere near Warner Brothers, the legacy of Warner Brothers?
Someone just say we love Israel so much.
Well, again, it's a difficult situation, isn't it? To conduct military operations around civilians is very difficult, and of course there were tragedies, and the civilians were hurt. That's a terrible thing. But one thing we know for certain that the Israelis, and of course to conduct military operations.
How do you feel someone just say we love Israel so much?
Well, again, it's a difficult situation, isn't it?
I guess he's asking about like Palestinians that die when the IDF does attacks.
To conduct military operations around civilians is very difficult, and of course there were tragedies.
Yeah, tomatoes in the chat for this motherfucker. Let's go, tomatoes in the chat.
And the civilians were hurt. That's a terrible thing. But one thing we know for certain that the Israeli army did everything they could to minimize civilian casualties.
Hey, minimize civilian. We've heard it all before.
And in that regard, they've done a much better job than a lot of other armies all over the world throughout history.
Thank you very much.
They've done a fantastic job. Yeah, of course. Only hundreds of thousands killed in Gaza.
Haram, it's difficult, bro. Whenever you have like
a fantastic job.
Civilians.
Also, don't forget that Paramount recently fired Melissa Barrera from Scream 7 because she literally posted some stories on her Instagram in support of Palestine. She spoke out against Israel. She called it a genocide, and literally Spyglass put out a statement like we disagree with her calling it a genocide. And they literally let her go from the film, and they deemed her comments to be anti-Semitic. Not only did they fire him, so again, when Scream 7 comes out, make sure to boycott Scream 7. Not only that, Paramount also has a blacklist of Hollywood stars who they deem to be too anti-Semitic. Essentially, any actor that supports Palestine, Paramount has them on a list, and they're not going to want to work with them for any of their projects. So as many shifts continue within Paramount, the studio reportedly has a list of stars that it is blacklisted under David Ellison's leadership. David Ellison is Larry Ellison's son. Let me get you a picture of both of them together. David and Larry Ellison. Let's get this photo. Open in a new tab. This is Daddy Ellison, and this is his son. So he appointed this guy as the head of Paramount. So they were the owners of Skydance Entertainment. So they purchased Paramount, and now they're trying to get Warner Brothers. So this is his son. He is David Ellison. We're going to get into a lot of David Ellison a little bit later. Daddy Zaslav, there he is. Hey, you're the man. Hey, yeah. Sugar cube teeth. This guy drinks water. His teeth are going to disintegrate. So anyways, so Paramount also has a black. So that's just how shitty Paramount is. I want to know how shitty it is as well. So we read this a few weeks ago. We read this entire article. David Ellison, Hollywood's first millennial mogul, wants to rewrite the industry's DNA, building the alpha male skewing empire that some fear will entwine the studio's content more closely with MAGA messaging. It's the Wild West, and these are the new cowboys, says producer John Peters, who ran Sony Pictures from 1989 to 1991. Things have changed, and now we're moving into the biggest revolution that you and I will ever see in our life, which is AI. So let's read this article in full, actually. This is where they talk about how the Ellisons want to make Paramount more alpha bro, less woke. They want to use more AI. All the shitty things that we hate, this is what they want to do with Paramount. And this is what they would have wanted to do with Warner Brothers. Keep in mind.
We're going back to like propaganda movies, you know?
Basically.
OGs.
They're making a Call of Duty movie. Paramount is making a Call of Duty movie. Can you imagine the propaganda? And it's being written by Taylor Sheridan, the guy who writes Yellowstone. The guy who wrote Yellowstone and a bunch of other shit. He's a good writer, to be fair, but
I don't know.
Very macho, Kamena. So let's quickly see what their plan is here. But as Paramount builds a juggernaut, let's see, 1 second. AI. Oh, come on, man. Not everything. Woke. Okay, so among Paramount's competitors, Netflix is said to be shaken by Ellison's arrival and his seemingly endless supply of capital. Netflix is said to be most shaken. So okay, so they think Netflix is afraid of them. A spokesperson for Netflix denies that characterization. Paramount's resurgence comes as Netflix is being targeted by the MAGA faithful with calls for consumers to cancel their subscriptions due to what they label as woke content aimed at kids. And Wall Street seems to have its concerns, handing Netflix on October 22nd its single worst day since 2022. Alpha. While the spectacle might sound like a discarded scene from the 2006 dystopian comedy, Ellison's rising empire, one that skews alpha male and that some fear will entwine the studio's content more closely with MAGA messaging, in rapid-fire fashion, the 42-year-old Ellison has become the show business's ultimate disruptor. The industry's first millennial mogul wants to change the DNA of Hollywood while building a new type of entertainment leviathan out of the husk of a once legendary film and television studio, and Paramount, which declined to comment, is just the beginning. We're going after Warner's, Ellison said. So anyways, I'm not going to read the rest of this. He's a piece of shit. They want to ruin Paramount.
But it's crazy that we're having alpha male and MAGA in the same sentence as a cinematic studio.
I know, right? Art. Let's make some art. I need a fucking haircut, by the way, folks. I have the horrible hair. Don't judge me. Let me go wear a hat. I hate this. Nadim, speak.
All right.
Speak to the audience. Oh, here's a hat.
No, guys. I couldn't think of something to tell you, so on his back.
I have a red MAGA hat. There we go. I got my own red hat. Here we go. I need to get a haircut. Christmas themed hat.
Bro, but at the same time, it's just so fucked that this is happening. Like, I wish like no one buys it.
They're buying it. The buying is happening. So Joseph Carlson says, so if Paramount wins, Larry Ellison and his son will control TikTok, Warner Brothers Studios, Paramount Pictures, CBS, CNN, and all of HBO and Paramount. They would also control almost every major cable channel. They would have distribution that is possibly even greater than Disney. No wonder Netflix doesn't want them to have Warner Brothers. John Roca says, for the people supporting Paramount getting Warner Brothers, this is who you are getting in bed with here. Just so we're all clear and on the same page. The U.S. Department of Defense added Tencent to a list of Chinese military companies in 2025. Okay, so yeah, so this is why they're mentioning it. Paramount's a bid for Warner Brothers. So the money that Paramount offered Warner Brothers comes, $24 billion comes from Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds, so from Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So literally Saudi Arabia and the UAE would be part owners of Warner Brothers. $1 billion from China's Tencent and Jared Kushner's private equity firm. This is where they're cobbling that money from to buy Warner Brothers. At least Netflix has it in cash. They're not getting the money from Saudi Arabia. So the U.S. Department of Defense added Tencent to a list of Chinese military companies in 2025, alleging it collects data for the Chinese military and supports its military-civil fusion strategy. $24 billion from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, the Qatar Investment Authority, and the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. Kushner, who took $2 billion from Saudi Arabia's PIF, which is backed by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the person alleged to have ordered the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Not to mention the Ellisons being huge MAGA people, and he forgets to mention Zionists. They're also massive Zionists, again donating $16.6 million to the Friends of the IDF. So John says, I know some people believe that movie theaters will magically stay open this way, but how much are you willing to compromise ethically just to take a chance that it might happen with absolutely no guarantee that it will happen? So yeah, that is the biggest argument. And we read this one already. This is what they would own. This is a funny tweet. Baby Villain says, I'm going to be honest. If the choice has to be... Okay, so Discussing Film First says, David Ellison allegedly offered assurances to the Trump administration that if he bought Warner Brothers, he would make major changes to CNN for them. Did you hear that? Basically, alluded at Trump, like, if we buy it, we're going to change CNN for you. Like, they're going to make CNN pro-Trump. So because of this person had the funniest tweet. I'm going to be honest. If the choice has to be between the death of theaters and this, theaters just have to die. Let's go. Fuck it, folks. I love cinemas. I love movie theaters more than anyone else. I think if it's a choice between the Ellisons or cinemas dying, RIP cinemas.
RIP cinema, yeah.
It's been fun. I'll get a projector in my house.
Bro, it's just like, I swear, like, both options are crazy.
It's horrible, I know,
It's
right?
horrible. Like, both Mafi ولا واحدة.
Ingenious Baboon, who's been a member for 6 months. Thank you so much, Ingenious Baboon, for supporting us for so long. He says, I'm watching you guys from the airport heading to Beirut. Want to do an IPO run? What's an IPO run? Have a safe trip, man. Thank you so much for being a member for so long. Chris sends $2 and says, every time you get a haircut, you hate it. Change barbers. I am changing barbers. I'm not going back to my regular barber. I'm getting a new barber. And Viking Unicorn. Let me make sure I'm getting the full name. Kierkegaard Sailor Moon, Viking Unicorn, yes. Sends a $5 dono. It says, we have Make Your Work at Home, Make Your Work at Home, Larry Ellison, PS, Free Palestine, let's go. Oh, he does look like Mickey. He looks like a... Make Your Work looks really fucked up now. He looks unrecognizable, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Nour, hello.
Hey, Nour.
Hello, Nour. Yeah, take it off. I'm speaking a lot. I might need to go take like a spoonful of honey or something. Also, this was pretty funny. This happened yesterday. Paramount Pictures' official X account was seemingly hacked with the bio rewritten to say proud arm of the fascist regime. So someone hacked their Twitter and changed it to proud arm of the fascist regime. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. I mean, they literally told Donald Trump they will change
CNN for you.
CNN.
Imagine having like CNN as MAGA.
Can you?
It is actually.
CNN is very left-leaning, but like they're centrist slash left.
Like Paul Azouz is like the. Did you know him?
Paul Azouz, no.
Bro.
What the fuck is that?
Carl Azouz, I think. The CNN Minutes. CNN 5, like, do you know it?
No.
Bro, we used to watch these videos back at Sankara at Najm. It was amazing. Bro.
Really?
Cool.
We still have a lot to talk about, folks. Let me open up the rest of my links. I worked really hard on this, guys. I've been spending the last 2 days gathering all these links.
One would be Discovery Global, I think it was going to be called.
I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm excited about this.
But like, anyways, every day we have something new that's happening with the case.
What case?
Like this thing. Like
this story. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, I'm opening up all the links that way I don't have to do this again. Yeah, I'm talking a lot, so I'm going to... Ooh, there's so many more fucking links. Jesus fucking Christ. Nadim, read some comments out loud.
Kate from Canada. Lol, my kid says they have a sore throat a lot, so they can get a spoonful of honey. Oh, that's what.
Oh,
so what you said.
The honey's good, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go get some honey. I'll be right back.
Guys, I don't know, like someone asked me what's my favorite film. My favorite film is indeed Cinema Paradiso. My favorite director is Xavier Dolan, and I really love cinema, and everyone should watch minimum one movie every day. So do it. You know, I've been like aware of this for a while, so I forgot how things goes on the podcast. Kate from Canada. Yeah, so let me know, guys, in the chat. Who's your favorite? What's your favorite movie and who's your favorite director? I want to read them now. And I've been talking alone for a while. Anthony's back.
That honey was good. Oh yeah. Viking asks Nadim, your shirt looks so comfortable. What brand is it? Nadim?
My favorite brand, that's like, I think Pull&Bear or some shit like that.
Hey, Pull&Bear, shout out.
Pull&Bear.
And I wanted the same thing as this color. I couldn't find one. I have a Nike one that I want to sell because it's too big. I bought a gray one from Pull&Bear. It was nice.
Yeah, it's like Pull&Bear. You can find it at H&M, but there's no more H&M.
Okay, so this is the Netflix announces deal. Do you guys want to watch the YouTube, like a CNN report on the acquisition, or like, it's obvious but let's watch a little bit of it.
New this morning, Netflix has inked a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to buy the iconic TV and movie studio and its streaming assets, including HBO. We should mention...
Fucking Wolf Blitzer, I hate this guy. He's so he has no opinion.
Warner Brothers Discovery is CNN's parent company.
Netflix announced the multi-billion-dollar deal this morning after a weeks-long bidding process. If the deal goes through, it will likely have major implications for Hollywood, combining two of the biggest streaming companies with one of the largest traditional movie studios. Let's bring in CNN chief media analyst Brian Stelter, who has been following this every step of the way. Here we are now, Brian.
After months, so Warner Brothers announced that it was ready to be sold a few weeks ago, and they've been taking bids. There were essentially three major bidders: Paramount, Netflix, and NBC Universal. I think was it NBC Universal?
Yeah.
So after many bids, multiple bids, Netflix ends up winning.
Big picture, what would this look like, and how could this reshape the entertainment industry?
This is something that could affect hundreds of millions of television viewers all around the world, because everybody now is a streamer in one way or another, and most people are glued to Netflix already. HBO Max, one of the other big streaming platforms, would be coming together with Netflix if this deal is consummated. And right now that is a very big if, because this deal is heading into an uncertain regulatory environment. But let's get into that in just a minute. First, let's talk about how we're ended up at this point today. This deal this morning is a result of a weeks-long bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery. That's the parent company of CNN, as well as Warner Brothers Movie Studio and HBO and TNT and other assets. Netflix, Paramount, Comcast have all been circling WBD, making various bids for either all or part of the company. Paramount has been trying to buy the entire thing, and it believed it had an advantage by having a mutually beneficial relationship with the Trump administration. But Netflix swooped in recent days with superior bids, I'm told, with higher bids than Paramount was willing to make for the Warner Brothers Movie Studio and HBO, for basically the entertainment side of the house. Now, Warner Brothers Discovery is still moving forward with a breakup, taking one company and turning it into two pieces. That's going to happen, and then Netflix will intend to buy Warner Brothers. And if it goes through, if regulators do approve this, it would bring together two big streaming platforms, and it would give Netflix access to some of the most valuable intellectual property on the planet. You know, brands like Batman and Game of Thrones and Harry Potter. So this is a deal that will ultimately affect many consumers, but it's a long way from actually taking effect.
Very personal question for people who are watching us on CNN right now, Brian, and who love our news network, like we do, of course. How will this deal affect CNN and its future?
This has been a topic of real uncertainty, and folks inside CNN and outside have been wondering about this for a number of weeks. Paramount has been trying to buy all of WBD, and Paramount executives have indicated...
Yeah, so Netflix only bought Warner Brothers, they bought HBO Max, and they bought the gaming part. They completely ignored all the legacy TV channels. They didn't buy CNN, they didn't buy TLC, they don't have any of that shit. Paramount was offering to buy the whole thing. Essentially, that's what's happening. So I'm just looking. I saw a tweet earlier that said that movie theater owners are trying to convince, they don't want this deal to go through because they're worried for cinemas. I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah, saw this one.
If you can you try to find it on Twitter or something? Movie theater owners are kind of coming together to try to stop the deal from happening.
To me, they really would like to own CNN and bring it together with CBS News. Paramount may not go away quietly, even though Netflix has won this bidding war as of today. It is quite possible that Paramount will continue to try to buy these assets and merge them all together. But at least for now, Netflix has triumphed and is moving forward with this deal to buy the entertainment assets, which means that for CNN viewers and CNN fans, Discovery Global will be the owner.
You found one?
Yeah, I think that's they're doing their.
Can you send me the link on WhatsApp?
Of CNN next year. So that's because of this breakup of Warner Bros. Discovery into two publicly traded halves. Now, this is a little bit similar to what Comcast has been doing, spinning off its cable channels into a new company. So this breakup will take effect now in the summer of 2026, and CNN, TNT, a lot of sports programming, other cable assets will all be a part of a new company called Discovery Global. Will there be bids, or will there be suitors, buyers for that Discovery Global company in the future? Possibly. But today's news is really about the entertainment side of the house, about Netflix, the streaming king, trying to get even bigger. And it's really notable that Netflix says this is a deal about the future decades of the company. As co-CEO Ted Sarandos telling investors this morning, this is a rare opportunity, and it's going to help us achieve our mission to entertain the world and to bring people together through great stories. So Netflix is going to say this is pro-consumer, it's pro-Hollywood, but I'll tell you, a lot of folks in Hollywood...
Chat talking about Incendie. Incendie is great.
Yeah.
So, really depressing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't need to watch the rest of this. Let me just open... You send me the link?
Yeah.
Let me just open it up.
Bro, by the way, I asked chat about their favorite film, and I'm surprised. Some really cool movies.
Really?
Bravo, chat. Keep going.
We have a tasteful chat over here.
Mariana Miss said her favorite film is Maman. Thank you.
Hey, Maman is all of our favorite films. We have a Maman poster kind of right here. Let me
see it. That's my film.
Framed by Nadim. So after the Netflix acquisition was announced, So again, Netflix offered Warner Brothers $87 billion to buy just Warner Brothers, HBO Max, and the gaming section. Everyone started to panic. The Directors Guild of America, led by President Christopher Nolan, plans to meet with Netflix to address major concerns regarding the streamer's acquisition of Warner Brothers. How fucking badass is that, though? So, again, I think we should all be happy. I mean, when the choices are shit sandwich and shit sandwich, Netflix is the tastier shit sandwich in this case, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to destroy theatrical, but I do want people to take precautions, and I do want people to hold their feet to the fire and make sure that we don't lose the cinema-going experience. So the fact that Christopher Nolan is going to meet with them like the Godfather, bro. You know what I mean? Like, straight up, like, listen, Netflix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that he has the power. Like, he's just one man, one director. He just made a handful of movies. He has the power to talk to the head of Netflix and Warner Brothers and make sure that the guy doesn't fuck up. I kind of love that shit. I think that's fucking badass. And I can't trust anyone better than Christopher Nolan to do this. Christopher Nolan is also a huge protector of the theatrical experience. For example, remember when we talked about at the beginning during COVID, when AT&T and Warner Brothers decided to release every single major theatrical movie on their streaming service the same day was coming out in theaters?
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan wrote an open letter to Warner Brothers criticizing them. Let me see if it's still there. Being like, you motherfuckers. And he left Warner Brothers. Christopher Nolan has been making movies exclusively for Warner Brothers for the past like 10 years or something. He made all the Batman movies there. He made Interstellar there. As soon as they announced that they were going to release movies on HBO Max the same day as cinemas, basically hurting theaters and getting audiences used to the idea of watching new releases at home, he left Warner Brothers and he made Oppenheimer for who? For Universal. And it made almost $1 billion. And did it win Best Picture? Almost won Best Picture? Like, Warner Brothers made a massive mistake. Chris Nolan open.
You can find it.
I know Denis Villeneuve wrote an open letter to Warner Brothers. So he condemned. Okay, let's see. Christopher Nolan slams WB. I know, yeah, Denis Villeneuve wrote them an open letter being like, what you guys are doing is horrible. Let's try to find... Okay, yeah, so here it is. Christopher Nolan, who was doing consumer press interviews today for the DVD release of Tenet, was asked about that movie's film studio, Warner Brothers, and their recent radical windows to drop their entire 2021 slate, both in theaters and on their struggling streaming service HBO Max at the same time. It was a move last Thursday that blindsided both film co-financiers and talent, leaving them irate. Yeah, by the way, when they did that, when Warner Brothers released those movies, like, some of the directors weren't even aware. Like, I remember Wonder Woman 2 came out on HBO and the theaters. Like, the director of that movie didn't even know that they were going to do that. Like, they just announced it like that. Christopher Nolan, so some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed the night before thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up to find out they were working for the worst streaming service, said Nolan in a statement, kicking HBO Max in the teeth. How fucking dope is that? I'm going to read that again. Some of our industry's biggest I'm going to read that in a British accent, as Christopher Nolan would have read it. Some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed the night before, thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio, and woke up to find out they were working for the worst streaming service, said Nolan in a statement, kicking HBO Max in the teeth. Warner's an exhibition,
bro, especially for like a Chris Nolan's film, you know. Like, to me, I think he always takes the decision of shooting an IMAX movie in order to like push the audience to go to the theaters.
Exactly.
So, like,
he makes it an experience worth watching. Like Oppenheimer, which for the most part is like a black and white movie of a bunch of people talking about science and bombs. He made it a must-see IMAX theatrical experience. He's really one of a kind, especially when it comes to IMAX. Also, so this is people that are afraid of theaters going away, basically. Nick says movies have just started to feel stable again post-COVID. People are longing for an escape. They want third spaces. There has never been a desire than to leave your home right now more than ever, especially when the alternative of home subscriptions keep raising prices.
Yeah.
And he's saying that because Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos previously said that people want to watch movies at home rather than in theaters. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they'd like to watch movies at home. Thank you. The studios and the theaters are duking it out over trying to preserve this 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie. And we're going to talk about that again in a second. But some good news. Warner Brothers has contracts which guarantees theatrical releases of their films through 2029, says IMAX CEO Rich Glenfold. No matter who owns the Warner Brothers, those contracts have to be honored. So whatever movies that Warner Brothers planned to release in cinemas up until 2029, those contracts have been signed with cinemas, with IMAX. They have to honor those. But again, I think Netflix is going to honor... They're going to keep Warner Brothers largely the same. But in case anyone was worried, at least till 2029, those movies have been signed. And... they're gonna be released. Okay, this is a long fucking tweet, bro. Oh my god.
Just read the middle.
Everyone thinks this is about Netflix getting HBO and Harry Potter. Netflix is eliminating their last remaining competitive threat. Warner Brothers Discovery is the only scaled content factory left that remains independent. They produce 30-plus scripted series annually for external buyers, run the second largest streaming service by content spend, and control DC, Harry Potter, HBO, and CNN. Sorry. Paramount buying Warner Brothers creates a combined entity with Paramount Plus, Pluto, and HBO Max that suddenly has scale to compete with Netflix. Comcast buying Warner Brothers merges NBC Universal with Warner Brothers and creates a true Disney competitor with theme parks, theatrical distribution, and streaming vertically integrated. Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers removes the last piece that could be assembled into a Netflix killer. So this guy wants Paramount to win because he's just worried that Netflix is going to become too powerful, and now no other streaming service can compete with Netflix because Netflix is the #1 streaming service by far. So he thought that, like,
But
if
like, I think that at some point he is right, bro. Like,
technically it is bad. Like, Netflix owning Warner Brothers is not good, but it's better than Paramount. That's the problem. You know what I mean? It's still bad. Like, people worrying about this, they're right. Like, he's not wrong at all. But the problem is, it's worse if Paramount owns it.
yeah, because it's like science and shit. But like, to me, you know, if you like remove all the like political aspect of the story, to me, I always like would love to see like a traditional studio buying a traditional studio.
I would prefer them not to buy each other, but yes, ideally it would have been Paramount. But Paramount came into their shits, they're assholes, and like they're only going to focus on franchise films anyways. They're not going to make any artful films. They literally said they're focusing on franchises. They're buying Call of Duty. They just want to make Sonic, Call of Duty, Transformers. Looking at the bidding structure, Paramount offered $27 a share for all of Warner Brothers. Comcast proposed an NBCU merger. Netflix offered $30 a share for just the studio and streaming assets, leaving declining linear cable networks behind. They're paying a premium to acquire only the parts that matter while avoiding $15 billion in legacy debt. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This is too long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. This guy wants Paramount to have it for many valid reasons. Okay, let's read it. The second order effect nobody is discussing. If Netflix closes this deal, Disney becomes the only other streamer with comparable owned IP. Everyone else, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple TV Plus, become subscale overnight. You either own a century of franchise IP or you're licensing from Netflix and Disney at whatever price they set. Warner Brothers Discovery carrying $40 billion in debt makes them unmergeable with anyone except Netflix. Paramount already carries $14 billion in debt. Comcast would inherit massive liabilities. Okay, whatever. Now, Ted Sarandos, CEO of Netflix, saw people worrying. He sees the internet panicking. Movie theaters are going to go away. Movie theaters are going to go away. Well, he had to come out and make a comment saying that, don't worry, they're going to stay in theaters. So Netflix Ted Sarandos says Warner Brothers will remain in theaters and Netflix has no opposition to movies in theaters. Okay, my pushback has been mostly in the fact that of long exclusive windows, which we don't really think are that consumer friendly, which we talked about. Now, what is a consumer window? What is a theatrical window? Normally, when a movie comes out in a movie theater, it remains in the movie theater exclusively for a set amount of time before it's then released on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming, video on demand. A long time ago, it used to be like fucking 6 months or some shit before, like from when a movie came out in cinemas until you could get the DVD. And year after year, that window has gotten shorter and shorter. Usually it used to be like 3 months. 3 months after a movie comes out of theaters, you could find it. You can rent it at home, you know, for $10, $20, $15, whatever. After COVID, because no one was going to the movies, theaters made an exceptional deal and they shortened the theatrical release window to about like 30 days or 45 days. Now it's at 45 days, which I still think is too short. Because as a viewer, personally, I'll be honest with you guys, when I know that a movie is coming out on streaming just like a month or 40 days after
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the theater.
it's in cinemas, and if I'm not dying to see it, like if it's not like an Avengers movie where like spoilers will ruin it for me and I have to fucking be there on day one or else Twitter is going to ruin the movie for me, I'll just fucking wait to watch it at home. So that is the problem with having a short window and getting people used to the idea of, well, if I just wait a couple of weeks, it's going to be on streaming anyways. That's very dangerous. You have to keep movies in the theater exclusively, in my opinion, for at least 3 months, so that if you really want to watch the movie, you want to be part of the conversation, you got to go to the theater. You have to support theaters. Now, it's also up to movie theaters to give viewers a good experience, fixing their screens, fixing their audio, forcing the audience to stay fucking quiet and stay off their phones and not talk and shit. Like everyone, like TVs are getting better and better. People have nicer TVs. You can get a massive projector in your home and like literally feel like you're in a movie theater. So theaters also have to step it up. And a lot of them are trying to do that with like reclining seats and more IMAX. Like in my opinion, I rarely go to the movies unless I'm watching a fucking IMAX film. Like if I'm going to go, leave my home, pay for a ticket, I'd rather pay a little bit more. I'd rather pay like, $15 rather than $10, but to get a really premium IMAX experience.
But also this is like we're running in a vicious circle, because like also to me, like why, like if IMAX was cheaper, they would like you would have seen like more movies in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
But since that IMAX is that expensive to be made, bro, and hatta when we see like the main issue also is in the industry, the price of the industry and everything, which is like really expensive for no reason.
It's too expensive to go to the movies, you're saying?
To go to the movies and to like mainly to create an IMAX film, like for example, in order to save the cinema.
Oh, of course. Like I don't mean like it needs to be a big visual effects laden film, but to me at this point, these are the movies that I leave my house to go to the cinema for. Like if I'm gonna go pay $20 and get snacks and sit down, like it's got to be a movie that I deem cinema worthy. If it's just like a chill drama or like a comedy, I watch most of that stuff at home at this point, unless the visuals. Because that's kind of how it's become. You have to be. I don't have as much time. The older I get, I have to be more choosy with what I see in theater. So unless it's like a filmmaker that I love, or a very immersive experience, that's when I go to the theater. Everything else I can watch at home. You know what I mean? And they're getting people used to that. The more you get used to the more like animated films, for example, are taking a big hit. Recently, they made a lot of money. Some of them have been making money, but families are getting used to the fact that, hey, instead of taking my kids to the cinema, having to buy like 5 tickets and snacks and spend $200, let's just wait 3 weeks. It's going to be out on Disney Plus. We'll watch it for free. So the only way to preserve the cinematic experience is to preserve that theatrical window, give theatrical movies a chance to find an audience in the theater, and then after a while, then you release it for rental for like $20 to rent, and then after a couple of months of it being available to rent, then you make it available for free on a streaming service. But you have to make people wait at least 4 to 5 months before it's on like Netflix or HBO Max. You got to give these things value. And they're very much devaluing films when it's in the theater for 2 weeks and hey, it's going to be on, it's dropping on streaming in a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
North Star Radio says, saw the Bob Dylan movie 3 times in theaters. Awesome. Look, I'll watch a drama, don't get me wrong, but like I'm more likely to go to the movies for like something that's like
a major film.
A major IMAX. Like I love IMAX stuff. I fucking love IMAX. To be honest with you guys. But yeah. So what else is happening here?
What's our next slide?
Matt Neglia says, literally killed an over 100-year-old legacy and all just for a little bit more profit. This is exactly what he was brought in to do. Why he was always resented, and it's effectively further pushed us closer towards the end of theatrical and physical media releases. Anyone celebrating this or saying it could have been worse to justify it, I literally don't know what kind of future you see or value, because it's certainly not the one that I do. Again, yeah, I think I've been focusing so much on why it's better for Netflix to get it versus Paramount that it's making it seem like I like the fact that Netflix has Warner Brothers. I hate it. It is really horrible for everything and for physical media releases, because Warner Brothers is actually one of the only studios that is doing that is restoring old films. They're like restoring old films from their libraries so that they don't fucking like the film stock can like ruin. Like film doesn't last forever. So like studios need to constantly restore films, digitize them to preserve film. And Warner Brothers was one of the last remaining studios doing that. Netflix doesn't even believe in physical media. So are they still gonna do that and like have film preservation efforts and shit? Who knows? And yeah, Zaslav was always brought in to sell Warner Brothers. He was always brought in to raise the value, cut the fat, make it more valuable so that they eventually sell it. So this was always bad. So we should be upset, you know? Mireya Arango sends a generous $5 dono and says, DNW fam, first wave of decisions come out on Monday for dental school applicants. If y'all can send me some good luck vibes and manifest me getting in. Ooh, let's go.
Yo, good luck.
Good luck. You're going to be the greatest dentist. Okay, if they don't pick you, there's something wrong with them. Okay, but you definitely, here's a look. You know what? For good luck, you need to take a look at David Zaslav's teeth. Look at those chompers. Just think of his teeth for good luck. Those sugar cube teeth, Mireya, and you will have all the luck in the world. Okay, Zaslav is going to make sure it happens because his teeth depend on it. Look at those chompers.
Yeah, bro, imagine like, bro, this should be printed on a t-shirt, you know, like, and walk around the street sending good vibes to people.
The Zaslav.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
With my massive teeth. So, then we get into a hostile takeover. So Netflix acquires Warner Brothers. People panic. Netflix is like, hey, don't worry. We're still going to put movies out in the theater. We just don't like the 45-day window. Listen, don't worry. We think it's done, right? Khalas, Netflix did it. Paramount is upset, but like, hey, they have to accept. No. Hostile takeover. Now, what is a hostile takeover?
I don't know.
I'll have someone explain it to you. But this was announced like 2 days ago. Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers. They are going directly to shareholders with a bid valued at $108.4 billion. Now, to explain what a hostile takeover is, I'm going to have friend of the show, John Campia, my number one on my YouTube Rewind. This is the man that I watch every day. Once I'm done streaming with you guys, once I'm done entertaining y'all,
you gotta get entertained.
It's my turn to shut the fuck up and sit down and listen to somebody else talk. And I listen to John Campia.
Thought it was over. But to quote Michael Corleone, every time you think it's done, they drag it back in. That's a paraphrase, of course. But
I even bought the same I even bought the same microphone he has. That's how much I bought the same mic. Look at that. Yeah. I got the John Campia mic. I don't have the same ugly ass like thing he puts on it. I have the nicer thing, but like I bought the same mic. That's how much I love the man. I'm kidding. I didn't buy it, but I just used it as a model. I'm like, oh shit, he uses that mic. It can't be that bad.
That it was done. Netflix had officially won the bidding war to buy Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had asked everybody to send in their final big bids. They set them all in. Netflix had the biggest bid. They went with Netflix and said, we are now entering into an exclusive negotiating window with Netflix. And of course, it's going to take about a year for the deal to get done. But hold the phone. It ain't over till it's over. Because Paramount, according to the story in CNBC, Paramount Skydance is launching a hostile bid to try to win over WBD, quoting, of course, Kylo Ren, to finish what you started. To finish what he started. CEO Ellison said, continuing to sound like a petulant 7-year-old child. And I say that as somebody who kind of likes David Ellison. It is what it is. All right. First thing we got to address here before we get into the details of what this hostile bid takeover would look like is I had some people in the live chat understandably asking, what exactly is a hostile bid? All right. Basically speaking, the normal process is you approach the board. You say, we want to buy you. The board approves, that you want to buy them, then goes to the shareholders for a vote and an approval. And then you go ahead and do it. But what happens if the board doesn't want to sell it to you? What you can do is try to then acquire enough shares from the shareholders that you then own at least 50% plus one of the shares. And if you own more than 50% of the shares, you can just vote in a new board of directors that will approve your bid to buy it. You get to put in, because it's the shareholders who vote in the board of directors. So you buy enough shares, you get to name who the board is, and you put on the board people who are going to vote yes for your bid. That's basically a hostile thing. There's other...
Yeah, so basically, the Ellisons are now going to try to reach out to Netflix stockholders, to Warner Brothers stock shareholders, and try to buy shares off of them directly. Be like, hey, listen, we want to buy your shares. We want to buy... And they're going to try to acquire 51% of the company. If they own 51% of the company, they can assign
the board and then,
exactly. They'll assign their own head of the board, and then they control the company, and then they get what they want. Okay, but apparently, I've been seeing articles and stuff that like Warner Brothers isn't gonna sell. They're happy with their deal with Netflix. Again, they're getting more money. Like Netflix is offering them $87 billion just for like half of the company. They still have a whole other half that they could sell for a whole lot of other billions. You know what I mean? So to them, they think they're getting a good deal. And I don't think that David Zaslav likes the Ellisons. And I'm going to give you guys some examples. So Warner Brothers said it will. Warner Brothers says it will carefully review Paramount Skydance's $30 per share acquisition offer and issue a decision within 10 business days. I just saw a tweet saying that they're probably going to announce that they're not going to go for it. They're going to stick with Netflix. And Ted Sarandos from Netflix did an interview a couple days ago, also saying that like it's a done deal. Don't worry, we're good. Paramount's hostile takeover bid, backed in part of 3 Arab sovereign wealth funds and Jared Kushner's affinity partners, has an enterprise value at $108 billion. Okay, so why are people essentially? This was in April of 2025. So again, so why are people concerned about Netflix and stuff? This was just a few months ago. And every year Ted Sarandos from Netflix says something about like people don't like movie theaters. This was just a few months ago. Ted Sarandos' latest interview started with a softball question: have you destroyed Hollywood? No, we're saving Hollywood. The Netflix CEO replied with a smile. On Wednesday in New York, Sarandos engaged in a brief discussion with Time magazine editor-in-chief Sam Jacobs at the Time 100 Summit. The two jumped right into the problems plaguing Hollywood and why Netflix is succeeding amidst production decreases, dwindling box office numbers, and an industry in contraction. Netflix is a very consumer-focused company, Sarandos said. We really do care that we deliver the program to you in a way you want to watch it. Using the struggling global box office as an example, Sarandos added, what does that say? What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they'd like to watch movies at home. Thank you. The studios and the theaters are duking it out over trying to preserve this 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie. Again, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But I also want to add something to that detail. The fact that Ted Sarandos says that like people would rather watch a movie. Here's a fun fact, and this study came out in 2020, but it's only been proven to be true every single year. Movies that come out in cinemas that then go on a streaming service do better on a streaming service than a movie that is exclusively released on a streaming service. For example, this is why it's also important to maintain the 45 release window, because the more time that the movie spends in the theater, getting that reputation as like a quality film that like has deserved, that has earned a theatrical release, people are going to view it as a real movie. So...
sorry, Wes, one more thing. And
no, go for it.
To me, like sometimes you would go if you want to eat something, let's say, and you want to like watch a movie. I think if you went to the cinemas and you really liked it, then the window was like larger than 45 days, and like you forgot the movie. Let's say you have like a higher chance to like
watch it again.
So streaming, to me, like sometimes streaming platforms are made a lot to like rewatch a movie and not like watch a movie the buzz.
So,
since that there's a lot of choices, so you, in order to like pick a choice, you would go for something that you like know.
True.
Know?
And a long time ago, like for example, Titanic was in cinemas for months and months and months. So people went and watched it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like not a lot of movie. Like it depends on the movie. To be fair. So anyway, so for example, Superman, which came out in theaters not too long ago, made a lot of money. Was very popular with audiences. By the time it came out on HBO Max, it like debuted at #1 with massive numbers because people thought of it as a real movie. It got promoted all over the place. They saw ads for it. The fact that they knew it was out in cinemas, they're like, hey, that's a real movie that was out in cinemas. Maybe they already saw it in cinemas. They're excited to watch it again. Or they're like, you know what, I'm going to wait for this to come home. Essentially, people are more likely to watch a movie on a streaming service if it has had a theatrical run before versus a movie like whatever, Red Notice on Netflix, was just made for Netflix, straight to Netflix. No one's going to care. There's so many movies on Netflix. It's so hard to like advertise them. It's so hard to even tell them apart. It's just, you're just scrolling through posters and posters and posters. They don't stand out. What does stand out? A movie that you've actually seen in theaters that you recognize. Like, oh shit, I saw a poster for that. I saw a billboard for that. I saw an ad for that at a movie theater. I saw a billboard on a fucking bus promoting this movie. I know this actor. This seems like a real movie. I'm just going to watch this one versus the endless amount of like random slop that is on Netflix. You're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You don't know what the fuck it is, when it was made, where it was made. If it has good reviews, bad reviews, you know nothing. At least a movie that's gotten a theatrical release, you're at least aware of it. You're at least like, it seems like a credible film. You're like, okay, this seems like a fucking movie, so I'm going to watch that. So this was from 2020. Movies with theatrical releases more likely to get streamed. Study shows. So this is also an important, this is why the theatrical window needs to be preserved as well. Give movies a chance to build this reputation. Give movies a chance to find an audience. Believe me, by the time they're on a streaming service, they're going to do better for you.
You know, and this happened to The Irishman. Scorsese's Irishman, the
Mhm.
4 hours film. Like exactly. So that's why his last movie that he did, I forgot his name. I watched it together. What was it?
Oof.
I don't really remember it.
Yeah, what was the last Scorsese movie, guys? About the Native Americans?
Yeah.
Moon something? Flower Moon?
Last score.
Something of a flower moon.
Bro.
N Gap says, haven't watched the stream in weeks. Miss you guys. N Gaps, thank you. Well, thanks so much for being a member, first of all. It said OBS disconnected. Is the stream still working? It says reconnected. Are we back? We're back. We got disconnected for a second. Not sure what happened, folks. Are we still connected?
It's just not loading.
Can you check the stream? Hey, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
It's still working?
Yeah, it's good.
We're back. All right, cool.
Sorry, guys.
I hate fuck this. Oh, hey. I hate OBS so much. I hate all of this.
We're good.
Where was I?
We were talking about like the Irishman. I know Scorsese needed to drop it to theater.
Oh yeah.
I needed.
So now Paramount is trying to be like, hey, look, if Netflix takes over, they're gonna ruin movie theaters. So Paramount, after their hostile bid to try to take over Netflix, to try to take over Warner Brothers, is vowing to release at least 30 movies in theaters annually if it beats Netflix. They're like, hey guys, if you just support us, look, we promise you we're gonna release 30 movies in theaters annually if we beat Netflix in acquiring Warner Brothers. We're going to satisfy the needs of the movie-going public. So they're now positioning themselves as
like the savior of cinema.
we're the saviors of cinema. Netflix is going to ruin cinema. Us, the Zionist friends of Donald Trump and the controllers of Oracle and all these networks and all this data, we are the saviors of cinema. We care about cinema. So this is their pitch now. And here's an extra thing. So Variety, Paramount Plus and HBO Max combined would have approximately 200 million global subscribers, which puts us on par with Disney, David Ellison told investors. In comparison, Netflix and HBO Max merged would have 400 million. Painting the narrative that Netflix would run afoul of antitrust laws if it acquired HBO Max is seemingly David Ellison's strategy to win back the hearts and minds of Warner Brothers' board. Our deal is completely pro-competitive. It's pro-creative talent, pro-consumer, Ellison said. The WBD Netflix combination, he asserted, would give them such a scale that it would be bad for Hollywood and bad for the consumer, and it is anti-competitive in every way that you can fundamentally look at it. I mean, look, he's not wrong in a way, but again, he's a Zionist piece of shit, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Netflix, of course, paints a different picture. We think it's good for consumers. We think it's good for creators, Sarandos told investors. We think it's great for the entertainment industry as a whole because we're creating and protecting jobs in production. So once people started to freak out, Ted Sarandos came back out and made another statement, said they will keep Warner Brothers' theatrical model largely the same once they buy the studio. When the deal closes, we are in the theatrical business and we're going to do it. We didn't buy this company to destroy that value. So he's assuring people, and here's a full article.
That Netflix want to go to theater.
And if they're going to theaters, don't worry, we didn't buy Warner Brothers to kill theatrical. Like, that's not our goal. And look, I saw this on the John Campea show. He made a pretty good point. If Netflix really wanted to destroy cinemas, there's a much cheaper alternative. The value of every single theater chain in the world, like the 3 biggest cinema chains in the world, AMC theaters, Regal Cinemas, and like Cinemark or whatever, combined, their value is $6 billion. Literally. So Netflix could have saved $80 billion, just spent $6 billion, bought every single cinema in the world and shut them down. Be like, hey, we just want to kill cinemas. And before you say, but Anthony, movie studios aren't allowed to buy cinemas. Yes, they are. Like maybe last year or 2 years ago, there used to be a law called the Paramount Decrees, which did not allow movie studios to individually own theaters. That expired like 2 years ago. So now Disney can buy a cinema. Paramount can buy a cinema. Warner Brothers can buy a cinema. Netflix can buy and own a cinema. They can buy and own all cinemas and then close them down. And then they can kill theatrical. They can kill this theatrical fucking industry that way. They don't need to buy Warner Brothers and ruin Warner Brothers to do that. But anyways, I understand why people are scared. I completely get it. It's a shit deal. Warner Brothers should not be acquired. But there's another way to do it if Netflix wanted to.
That's how I was telling you. Like, my problem isn't with like who's gonna buy it. It's with the like them killing the creative of the movie.
Yeah,
You know?
and we'll talk about that headline in a second if you want. So Ted Sarandos tries to assuage fears that Netflix Warner Brothers merger will collapse theatrical. We didn't buy this company to destroy that value. So he says, in this transaction, we pick up 3 businesses we're not currently in. So we have no redundancies currently, said Sarandos. One of them is a motion picture studio with a theatrical distribution machine. And again, keep in mind, we talked about it earlier. Warner Brothers had a fantastic year in the cinema. They had 7 movies open consecutively, making over $40 million each opening weekend. Those movies were produced by Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca, 2 incredible producers, some of the greatest producers in Hollywood. They also have James Gunn, one of the best writer-directors working in Hollywood today, shepherding the DC universe. Those are still part of the Warner Brothers deal. Those people are going over to Netflix now. So not only are they going to be preserved at Warner Brothers, they're still going to be producing and greenlighting the movies that they normally do. Netflix, which makes probably the shittiest movies of all time, they make good TV shows, but when it comes to movies, Netflix has really bad originals. They're actually going to learn, they can maybe learn something from Warner Brothers, from Mike DeLuca, from Pam Abdi, from James Gunn, and actually start making some decent movies. So Netflix is going to learn. So the fact that he's saying, listen, we're not in theatrical, so we are becoming part of this business now. So why would we ruin it? Like we didn't, and I completely get them. And again, they're looking at Warner Brothers numbers. Their movies made fucking bank.
Yeah.
They literally had 7 movies in a row open at #1 with at least $40 million. Minecraft almost made $1 billion. They have the whole DC movies. Like Netflix knows they can make money. When Netflix used to talk shit about cinemas every year, like, hey, people don't want to go to the movies, they just want to watch movies at home. It's because they didn't own a studio. They couldn't fucking compete. Now that they can compete, now that they have a whole fucking studio, they're going to embrace it. And they're going to keep releasing movies. And they're going to keep treating their Netflix movies like they have. Like they'll put out, like, because Netflix sometimes will put out a movie in a theater for like a week or 2, usually to qualify them for Oscars, because if it's just on streaming, it won't get an Oscar nomination. If you want your movies to be eligible for an Oscar, it needs to have like a...
Theater.
Yeah, it needs to be in a theater for like 7 days at least, and like at least 3 cities. So they do that occasionally. Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia movie is going to come out like exclusively in IMAX theaters for like 2 weeks. The Get Out movies, not the Get Out, the Knives Out movies are getting like 2 to 3 week theatrical runs. So they're experimenting. They recently released the K-pop Demon Hunters in cinemas for like 3 weeks, like a single-long version for like a week.
They released Knives Out?
They released 2 and 3 in cinemas for like 2 weeks. مش بلبنان بس برا.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So Ted Sarandos continues by saying, we're deeply committed to releasing those movies exactly the way they would release those movies today, said Sarandos about staying true to the theatrical model once the streamer snaps up the 102-year-old motion picture studio. All 3 of these new businesses, we want to keep operating largely as they are, he added, specifying that the other 2 are Warner's TV production business and HBO. The theatrical business we talked a lot about in the past and wanting to do it, because we've never been in that business. When this deal closes, we are in that business and we're going to do it. So he's trying to like just reassure everyone, we're still going to put movies out in cinemas. This is not the death of cinemas. Don't worry. To date, Netflix has used theatrical as a means to qualify movies for the Oscars via limited releases and unreported grosses. Technically, its first wide release in North America was north of 1,000 theaters was the late August 2-day play of K-pop Demon Hunters. The movie played all circuits except for the #1 chain AMC and made $19 million, ranking as Netflix's first #1 title at the weekend domestic box office. Note, the movie hit theaters after becoming the most watched movie ever on Netflix. Blah, blah, blah. Since Netflix won the bid for Warner Brothers, Sarandos hasn't given an exact number when it comes to days for films in an exclusive theatrical window. On Friday, he said he'd like to see the window evolve. Today, he changed his tune. So now that people are panicking, he's shutting the fuck up. He's like, you know what? Maybe it's fine. So if we did this deal 24 months ago, all those movies we saw this year do so well for Warner Brothers would have been released in the same way in theaters. I'm talking about Minecraft. I'm talking about Superman. I'm talking about Weapons. I'm talking about Sinners, said the executive who cut his teeth in home video, referring to Warner Brothers' strong $4 billion plus global grossing 2025. Exactly. He sees the numbers. Like, again, Netflix, Ted Sarandos from Netflix is a business guy at the end of the day. No. The only thing that speaks to these people is money. Money talks. And he's looking at this list of films. He's looking at Warner Brothers making $4 billion in box office revenue. So he's being smart about it now.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, we know they made a lot of money. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're not going to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coffee Lover sends $5 and says, "'Tis the season for giving, so get some coffee on me. Can't stick around. Later, fellas." Well, thank you, thank you so much, Coffee Lover.
You.
I wish you could stick around.
Well needed.
I don't drink coffee myself. I like tea and I like a hot chocolate, so I might get myself a hot chocolate with that.
I'm sleepy as fuck.
You like a coffee, a good coffee?
Yeah.
Coffee Lover, thank you so much. We love you. Thank you so much for the support. And it is the season for giving. That's so generous of you. The sweetest audience. So again, Ted Sarandos, look, he's saying things that are at least making me feel a little bit better about this whole thing. These movies will be released on Netflix through theaters the way Warner Brothers did it before, but with the Warner Brothers operating entity. It's really important the way they create and the way they drive value. We didn't buy this company to destroy that value. Again, I like hearing that. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now what?
This is kind of cool. Okay, so anyways. I was just... They were mentioning the cinema thing. So, some fun stuff before we get into that. Okay? Yeah. Let me just make sure it's all here.
You know, I feel like seeing Netflix on the big screen, like the Netflix logo on the big screen, has like a bigger impact than seeing the Apple logo on the big screen. You know?
Really? Maki wants to say hi, everyone. Makugi, say hi. Say hi, Makugi. Say hi, Makugi.
Man,
Say hi, Machubi. Marina sends $2 and says, "Anthony, same hot chocolate milkshake for me." Fuck yeah, I love a good hot chocolate, or even a cold like chocolate frappuccino. Zip. Covered me in your hairs. I thought you were supposed to shed less in the winter, Yaman. What is it with the shedding? Okay, let us continue. So, this is fun. Are you guys enjoying this? Are you guys liking this stream? Am I speaking too much? Am I reading too much? I told you guys.
It's really interesting, not gonna lie.
I told you guys there was going to be a lot of talking today. I was going to be explaining a lot, but like I'm really into this. I hope you guys can tell, and I hope you appreciate all of these articles that I put together. It didn't take that long. I mean, relatively. I mean, it took a while, but like, you know, over a couple days. Oopsie, sorry, what did I do? No. Oopsie, one second. Sorry, one second. I fucked up my Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ! What's the audience saying? Are they enjoying this? No one's answered. Everyone's saying if they like coffee.
Yeah.
I love you all.
Guys, like, do you like the stream?
Do you like the stream?
Let us know.
Click like. So now we're going to get into some fun stuff of David Zaslav, Daddy Zaslav, basically ghosting David Ellison. He hates this guy, apparently. This guy's been trying to suck up to David Zaslav for weeks, trying to get this deal to happen, but David Zaslav, Daddy Zaslav ain't fucking with it. This is Mercedes says, "I am enjoying it greatly. Thank you. We love it." Drax says, "We like the stream. Thank you all. Thank you. Make me feel better about myself." Oh, Coffee Lover with another dono.
$5.
Coffee Lover says, "Get some coffee for your guest as well, even though that's probably not possible since he may live elsewhere." Nadim will get money for some coffee. I promise you. Coffee Lover, thank you so much for the generous $10 dono today. We love you. So generous. So, Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav ghosted Paramount's David Ellison just hours before the news broke that Netflix was buying Warner Brothers. How fucking sad is that? And I think here it is too, right? Yep. Here it is. Yep, so David Ellison courted Warner Brothers Discovery Zaslav hard over 12 weeks to win a deal. Then Warner Brothers chief stopped responding to his text. Look at this handsome David Zaslav with his teeth. Look at those sugar cube teeth right there. Be like, "I ain't gonna fucking answer your fucking text, you piece of shit. You little Nepo baby piece of shit. You Zion." He's probably Zionist too, let's be fair.
He looks
Zionist as fuck, right? Looks evil as shit. Okay, so at approximately 4 p.m. on December 4th, having heard nothing all day per a Paramount filing, Ellison sent the following text to Zaslav. "David, I appreciate you're underwater today, so I wanted to send you a quick text. Please note, when you next meet as a board, we wanted to offer you a package that addressed all of the issues you discussed with me. Those were one we wanted to offer completely. Those were one we wanted to offer complete certainty. 2, strong cash value. 3, speed to close. Please note, importantly, we did not include best and final in our bid. Also, please note, despite the noise of the last 24 hours, I have nothing but respect and admiration for you and the company. It would be the honor of a lifetime to be your partner and to be the owner of these iconic assets. If we have the privilege to work together, he's fucking sucking his toes, a la Quentin Tarantino. He is fucking glazing Zaslav. Let's read that again. Also, please know, despite the noise of the last 24 hours, I have nothing but respect and admiration for you and the company. It would be the honor of a lifetime to be your partner and to be the owner of these iconic assets. If we have the privilege to work together, you will see that my father and I are the people you had dinner with. We always are loyal and honorable to our partners and hope we have the opportunity to prove that to you. Best David. Groveling on the floor.
Yeah.
Glazing. Desperate, pathetic. He just like a petulant child.
He needs Netflix. He needs Warner.
Right, that is like a little boy. Like, daddy, can I have this toys? That, like, I mean, we'll try to get it. No, daddy, I want it now. Like, they tried to get it. They put a bid. Netflix did it. Warner Brothers said no. He still fucking wants it. A hostile takeover. Fucking answer my text. Fucking Zaslav. Didn't you like having dinner with me and my dad? By the way, he reminds me, literally, this guy, this Nepo fuck reminds me. I told you guys what happened with me in my last job. We kind of the company I worked for, we kind of got taken over by a dad and his son, and then they eventually fired all of us and didn't pay us our final salaries. To make a short story, to make a long story short, this guy reminds me of the son of Ramzi. You know what I mean? Nepo baby, pretending to be a businessman. You know what I mean? And then just fucking. I shouldn't say more. But like I know this profile of people. I've interacted with these people. I don't like rich Nepo babies who are trying to prove to their daddies that they're tough businessmen. I don't fuck with that shit. So anyways, Ellison courted Zaslav as hard as he could over the span of 3 months. He hosted Zaslav at a dinner with his father, Larry Ellison, at their family's home in Beverly Hills to discuss Paramount's interest in a combination with Warner Brothers. Per the Paramount filing, Ellison even offered Zaslav a co-CEO and co-chairman role in a combined Paramount Warner. Yeah, bro. He wanted, like, just fucking co-run it with me, man. I don't care. Just give me Warner Brothers. You can be the co-CEO, Zaslav. So he even offered Zaslav a co-CEO and co-chairman role in the combined Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery, but the board of WBD rejected every proposal Ellison put forward, and on Friday, December 5th, the company announced a deal with Netflix to sell Warner Brothers Studio to HBO Max in a deal with an equity value of $72 billion. I think it's 72 because they took out the $15 billion in debt. The Bonka Cats are here. Hello, Bonka Cats. Bonka Kitties, hello.
Bonka Cats. Bonka Cats.
Kate says, despite the noise of the last 24 hours, I respect both of you, Anthony and Nadim. Best stream. Thank you. Despite the noise of everything, guys, I respect you. I thank you guys for being here. And remember, me and Nadim are exactly the people that you had dinner with, okay? And it would be the honor of a lifetime
to have these assets that you
to have the assets. Yeah, what a way of, like, you know, like art to like create art. Like, I want to own those assets, baby. Yeah. Just give me Batman and Superman. Oh yeah, give me Harry Potter. Give me that shit.
Give me that cash.
I want that.
Then you could have said like these amazing cinematic masterpieces. What happened to art, bro? Why is it now?
I want that content. Give me that golden, sweet content. Those assets.
Bro, imagine like in 20 years, they're like, give me these reels.
Give me these reels, this AI reels. I want your precious AI slop movies. Bro, in 20 years, we're all going to be generating our own movies. I'm going to be like, I make me Spider-Man. I want to be Spider-Man. And I want to date, like, you know, pick it out, like, whatever, Sydney Sweeney. Make Sydney Sweeney, Gwen Stacy. And I'm Spider-Man, and I beat all the villains. Make it 4 hours long. Make it the best movie ever. Enter. And then you're going to get a fucking movie.
You're definitely a villain in a PS2 game. You look like
we're gonna be able to AI generate our own video games. Make a video game. I want to be the greatest champion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Joseph George 5741 sends $5. Says greetings from the bunker chat. The cat sends his regards. Holy shit, Joseph! Thank you so much. We love the bunker cats. We love Bunker Cat.
Boom kakat.
The boom kakat. We love our whole family here. Man, I can feel my voice going.
Bro.
A lot of reading today. Yeah, I'm gonna more honey after this.
Scoop it.
No money, no honey, baby. Joseph, thank you so much, Joseph George. We love you. Thank you for being part of the channel.
Shout out.
Shout out, everybody. Shout out.
Shout out, Joseph.
We're almost done. Paramount CEO David Ellison sent. Okay, we read this text message. We read it. What else we got? So he's basically Kendall Roy. Look, I found this tweet funny. Oh my God, he is Kendall Roy. David Ellison is literally Kendall Roy, trying to impress his daddy, Logan Roy, trying to get the deal no matter what, sending texts, emotional texts that he shouldn't send, you know?
Yeah.
Also, David Ellison, we talked about that, offered assurances to Trump administration officials that if he bought Warner Brothers, he would make major changes to CNN for them. And finally, some movie theater owners are openly rooting against Netflix's chance to vacuum up Warner Brothers. The proposed deal poses an unprecedented threat to the global exhibition business, said Michael O'Leary, CEO of trade group Cinema United. It will hurt theaters from the biggest circuits to one-screen independents in small towns in the United States and around the world. But like we said, if Netflix wanted to acquire all movie theaters in the world, it would cost them like max $20 billion. So that's that. And with all that, folks, that is the Warner Brothers Netflix Paramount acquisition
drama.
That's it. It took like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It took 2 hours, I think, to talk about, but there was a lot to get through from the beginning, from Zaslav acquiring Warner Brothers, him preparing it to be acquired. This was always part of the plan, to Paramount, to Netflix, to all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There was a lot to talk about. We have some potential other segments we could have done, like talk about some AI stuff, which would be fun to talk about with Nadim. Which we could do. I think let's do one more segment. Fuck it. You in a hurry?
Fuck it. No, I don't have it.
Let's do an AI segment. But I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Okay.
Kate says, everybody clap for Anthony. Thank you. Thank you.
Angel, it's crazy.
Everybody clap for this guy right here. Hey, the Zaslav. The Zaz. He's the guy who's making sure that the Ellisons don't get it. This little fucking asshole. As much of a dick as he is, he did one good thing. He made sure the Ellisons didn't get it. So big ups for the Zaz, man. The guy who gave us Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo. I think it's time for you to figure out to learn who Honey Boo Boo is, Nadim.
Yeah, I just want to see him. Or like see what's up. Is it a person?
Honey Boo Boo is a person, yes. This is Honey Boo Boo.
Attention parents, what you're about to see is not suitable for kids. Shoot, it's not even suitable for some grown-ups. You might want to walk away now if you ain't into these type of things. I mean, the yard's got dead spots in it. I mean, it's growing up high. I mean, you know, if you take more pride in the yard, you know, maybe, you know, might get a little more affection. I do take pride in the yard. So when you gonna fertilize? 20-ass damn.
This is David Zaslav's masterpiece.
I'm about to break out of this place.
She's Honey Boo Boo.
Might be the sharpest tool in the shed, but she sure can plan a snack escape.
That's Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about, like why this girl became famous, but anyways, it's Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo!
The fuck?
Joseph George with another $5 donor. Thank you so much, Joseph. Says no love for any big corporation or capitalism, but F. Ellison and his new Hasbara machine. Yes, exactly. Like Nadim and I said, ideally this would never be. Warner Brothers would remain independent. But if we had to pick between two shit sandwiches, Netflix. Netflix is the tastier shit sandwich. And the Bunker Cat. The Bunker Cat sends 6 Mir and says big up DNW all day. We got the Malaysian reals here, Malaysian money. I know why it makes sound Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican man. I'm a Jamaican man. Listen, guys, we're Arabs. We can do the Jamaican voice without being called racist. Leave us alone. Okay, you guys do the Arab voice all the time. I'm Ahmed the terrorist. Also, I'm sorry, my great-grandfather was handed a sword by Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie is the reason that the Rastafari movement exists. Haile Selassie was the bringer of rain in Jamaica. So if anyone can do the Jamaican voice, it's me, okay?
So shout out
Sargon's
grandpa.
God damn it. Literally. The Haile Selassie sword, man.
Do you still have it?
I still have it, man.
No way.
There's a whole Bob Marley Haile Selassie song. There's a whole song about him. You guys want to hear it?
Party.
Haile Selassie. Yellow, 1 second. I'm just getting this AI topic ready.
Bunker Cat said, Anthony from Kingston.
From Pinkston?
Kingston.
Hey, from Kingston. Oh my God, we got the Lorelei 1973 just jumps in with a $20 dono with no message. That just to be supportive. Holy shit, Lorelei! Thank you so much for supporting the channel at such a high level. That is so generous of you. We love you so much, Lorelei. Holy shit. Holy shit, Lorelei. We're gonna be getting a lot of coffee and a lot of hot chocolate with that. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Lorelei, folks, for supporting the channel.
Today's America.
For helping us pay the bills.
Nour tells you, I don't know, Kilman Tawil the stream. It's more fun for her to do the poster.
Which, oh, the posters? Yeah, okay, so we'll keep it going. Haile Selassie, Bob Marley song. We're just going to listen to a few seconds of the Haile Selassie in the chapel.
So I played.
All right, anyways, beautiful song. Haile Selassie. All of this just to say that I can do the Jamaican voice. I forgot what it was about.
We were just like reading some chats.
Artificial intelligence, folks. Artificial intelligence. We hate it here on the Do Not Worry podcast. You probably hate it at home. It's coming for your jobs.
Low-key, we used to hate it. But like now we're using it, not gonna lie.
They're forcing you to use it, huh? Yeah. I mean, like, look, if you're using it as like a tool on like Adobe.
To expand your... I mean, I use AI in order to expand my videos. Like to expand the editing of my videos. So I think it's like a good use of it.
Like if you're using it as like a tool, or like if it's like, for example, I've used AI tools to remove backgrounds from a photo. If I'm putting a photo on Photoshop, the AI removal thing, like stuff like that, instead of going at it once, you know what I mean? Like there's stuff like that where it's fine, but like generating AI videos, fuck no. Generating scripts out of AI, fuck no. Using AI to write stuff, hell no.
Give me a script about a mom and her daughter.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I lost my job, why my whole team and I lost our jobs, was AI was definitely a factor in that decision.
No way.
100%, man, 100%.
Bro, no way.
200%. They were requiring us to use AI to like help us with work and like coming up with ideas and like writing our ideas, which I fucking hated from the start. But like as soon as you there's no putting the toothpaste back in the fucking tube, man. You know what I mean? Like that's it. They automatically devalued everything that we did. They're like, why should I pay a scriptwriter who's going to take 6 days to write something when an AI thing can generate that prompt, can generate it 10 pages in 5 minutes.
This is insane.
Sure, a human needs to go fix it and edit it, but like if it's good enough for them and it's generated in like 2 minutes, they're not going to pay me for 6 days worth of work. You know what I mean? For something that an AI can do, man. So that's where it's headed, especially entry-level jobs. It's all fucked. Speaking of AI, meet Michelle. She is stored on a server in Iowa, made by my buddy Jeff Dotson. Look at how they're promoting this like AI character now, and like how they're saying prompted by, like when a movie's written by Nadim, directed by Anthony Sargon, like something like that. Now it's like prompted by Jeff Dotson.
I guess the main thing is.
I hate
Wait,
this
can we start over?
texture, bro.
I hate this texture. It's getting better now. Like this is, I'm sure if they were to do this today, they wouldn't have this texture. But I also hate like they're always putting these people in like podcasts or interview situations. Like they're even coming for my fucking job. Like can you, like if you're gonna generate movies with AI and cartoons and shit, can you at least leave the
podcast alone?
Leave the podcast alone.
Imagine you have like an AI Anthony.
You know, dude, that's what's gonna happen.
Sorry. This guy, Jeff, he can't direct worth shit.
Who created you?
Jeff, don't worry, I'm working through it in therapy.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, so funny. And again, you got these men, like, how weird is it for, like, just a man to, like, generate this, like, an attractive young woman, and he can make her do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, you can generate these people and just control them. How fucking sick is that? How fucking disturbing is that? They take on this whole other persona too, and they control everything about them, how they dress, how they act. Like, talk about talk about the level of control and the kind of sick men this is going to produce. When they're going to be able to control these women from A to Z. You think these are going to be well-adjusted people who are going to be able to be in, like, a real relationship with a real fucking person?
Jeff as a creator.
He's okay.
What's up?
Asa, now, like, I was reading an article. The new generations of ChatGPT would, like, you can like explicitly talk to it.
Oh yeah, there's people that are dating their ChatGPTs.
Yeah.
They literally they become their girlfriends.
You can literally now sext with ChatGPT.
Yep.
I'm not a fan, really. Am I single? Maybe? But also, technically, I'm stored on a server in Iowa.
She's stored on a server. How funny is she?
Am I single? Maybe? But also, technically, I'm stored on a server in Iowa.
The Lorelai says, I hate this so much. It's so bad and it will only get better. This is the worst it will be. Every day it learns and grows. I know, that's the scary part. This is literally the worst it's going to be right now. And it's already pretty fucking good. Prompted by Jeff Dotson. Look at that. This is how people are gonna start promoting themselves. I'm a great prompter. This is my character. We're all gonna have our own AI alter ego now. We're all gonna have I'm gonna make an AI character. Why not? I'm gonna make her sarcastic and snarky, but also kind of funny and geeky. She likes video games, but she also likes sports. Like prompted by Anthony. Like, and then we're gonna get into what? We're gonna put our AI. We're gonna pit our AI influencers against each other. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna make a podcast for my AI character, and Nadim will have his. Look, granted. As you get, like, I've been talking for 2.5 hours today. My voice is coarse. It would be kind of nice to have an AI version of me hosting the show while I'm in the room playing video games. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not.
Why not, man? I don't have to go get honey from my throat. I can just relax. I don't have to stay up late at night.
Serious?
I can go hang out with my friends, and I can have an AI version of me and you hosting a show. No one's gonna know the difference.
No way, you're serious.
We're AI right now. People don't fucking know. This whole thing has been prompted. We're glitching. No, I'm not serious. Of course I'm not serious. But, like, that's where it's gonna fucking go. Like, I'm genuinely trying to think, like, if you can just create a person like that, a digital person, where's this leading to? What are we doing? There's more. Now, this is even way worse. If you want to create your own, here's a tutorial made by another AI character. So they're going to teach us how to create our own podcaster.
How to create your own AI influencer that gives podcast interviews.
Ooh, just my industry, folks. They're coming for me now.
Let's start by creating a new character from scratch, and you can also use your own images or
I was like a Dark Souls character creator.
Enter a prompt to do this. Once we have our character, let's generate an image where they are talking in a podcast. Type in your prompt, pick a podcast studio location. Now that we have an image, we can select speech mode, pick a voice, and type in our dialogue.
Hey, welcome to the show.
The cool thing is we can generate...
No! This lesbian AI podcaster's taking my job.
Let's using the same voice. The video is done generating. We can extend that video using the same voice and generate clips that are longer than just 8 seconds.
Hey, welcome to the show. And
leave me alone, you damn lesbian artificial intelligence podcaster. Why you coming in for my fucking job? Ain't happy enough just being on a fucking server? You coming in here stealing my views? What's happening here?
Today we're going to discuss AI influencers. First of all, let me get this out of the way.
You don't really need advanced tools or spend a lot of time to make AI influencer content
she's
anymore.
also an AI.
Anyone can...
They're all AI. Her, of course. More AI podcasts. It's so over.
Bro, I just hate that some people are accepting this.
Bro, dude, it's random fucking bots on Twitter. It's the same fucking guy. It's so over. AI characters can do podcast interviews now. Fuck yeah. What are they gonna say? Well, what does an AI character have to say? But it's all ripped off from other shit.
You know, following my passion. Yeah. But now I'm posting 3 times a day, chasing engagement. Yeah. Worshipping the algorithm. Then I found out I'm not even real. Just pixels.
Whoa,
Someone made me on their phone during lunch break.
I'm sick.
I wanted to make art.
I hate this so much, man. Nour. We hate it. Lorelai says your southern accent needs... My southern accent don't need no help now. Yeehaw! Southern accent. I'm gonna get some grits. Get some mashed taters. All right. Yeah, Amy Dangerfield, Nour.
Hey, me.
But props for trying to... Come on, Lorelai, the Lorelai. I got a pretty decent... You want some iced tea, some sweet tea, some sweet peach tea? Best I can do for you. I'm losing my voice. I've been talking for 3 hours straight. How long have we been streaming, Nadim? Since 8:30?
Yeah.
Well, 2.5 hours.
I miss, bro, the written and directed by Stanley Kubrick.
بطل فيه خيي.
So he prompted and engineered by
Angry
James Carr.
Desiree Portraits asks, how do you feel about Lebanon's new deal with Oracle AI? I hate it. I wasn't even aware of it. Let's look it up.
Me too.
Lebanon Oracle AI. Shadi defends deal with Oracle to train 50,000 Lebanese in AI. Oh my god, man. Yeah, we'll read it in a second. Thank you for letting us know, Desiree. RIP Silent Models. Kling just dropped their first native audio model, Video 2.6, and it's insane. Previously, Kling's video models could only generate silent visuals, but now native audio. Insane realism, stronger understanding, and full audio control. More examples below.
Overtime until late at night. Because I make decisions during the day, and I'm responsible for changing those decisions at night. Why do you always work overtime?
This is so stupid looking. But again, they're coming for our jobs, man. Like, stop making podcast examples. Generate movies or some shit. Leave my shit alone. Yeah, Nadim, I don't want them to fuck with me. Let them make movies and TV shows and cartoons. Leave the podcasting industry alone. Leave gaming alone.
Until late at night. Because I make decisions during the day, and I'm responsible for changing those decisions at night.
Yeah, Big Olameo in chat says, it's over, folks. 20 million AI podcasts are on the way, about to crowd out the existing space, and 30 million AI streaming influencers will obscure discovery of new human broadcasters. Exactly. Like, it's just going to be impossible for people to stand out even when YouTube is hosting 50 million podcasts at once. Who's going to even find my channel and click to watch my shit?
You know, can I tell you something? I think that this whole thing that we're living now, like AI, reels, doom scrolling, short content, I think that what will happen is that we'll go into like the pinnacle, then like everything will like go back to the old days.
I think so. I mean, I would hope so.
I really believe that AI is actually a phase that will like go away. Okay, it will create the impact that it will create, but like at the same time,
it's gonna cause a lot of damage, at least in the short term. Like, it's gonna hurt a lot, and every industry, like, no one's gonna be able to escape it, man, except like carpenters and like people who work with their hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Electricians.
But I still see it as a short term, as long as it was. Yeah, حتى لو it was like, I don't know, 10 years. To me, it is a short term. I don't know,
man. Look at this. Okay, just look at this. This is what it looked like in 2023.
I've seen it.
This is what it looks like now. Just 2 years. Look at this motherfucker eating spaghetti. Not to be like, this was fucking cursed, to be honest. Like, holy shit, that was bad. But it's like perfect now. Like, it's flawless. Khalas, they've done it.
Bro, you know.
Look at that spaghetti, man. This looks way too good. We're cooked, man. We're cooked. We're just as cooked as the spaghetti.
You know, the problem of AI is that, like last time, bro, I was watching an interview with the CEO of the main engineer of like ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Then he goes like, usually, you know, whenever you want to drop a product, short term is 3 3 months. 6 months is like the mid-length term, and long term it's between like 1 year to 2 year. But for AI, the long term is 6 months. Imagine, like whenever she goes like, where do you see AI on the long term? Like literally, the long term is for 6 months. That's how like technology.
It's moving so fast.
So fast.
We just got a $25 dono from Big Ola Mayo. Holy shit! Thank you so much, Big Ola Mayo. That's so generous of you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. And without even a message. I wish you'd said something in there. But damn, thank you so much for being here, being with us in the live chat, for being supportive. That makes a big difference. Really makes a big difference. Especially in the holiday season. And speaking of holiday and Christmas, McDonald's has released an AI-generated Christmas ad. Coca-Cola made some waves like a couple weeks ago for releasing an AI ad. And the studio behind it says that they hardly slept for several weeks while writing AI prompts and refining the shots. AI didn't make this film, we did. Comments have been turned off on YouTube. So this was, I think, from McDonald's Germany. Yeah, I want W's in the chat for Big Ola Mayo for this generous goddamn dono. So watch this, and this is so off-putting. Like again, the human eye has evolved over millions of years since the creation of the earth. You know what I mean? Like humans can recognize anything that is off in movement without you even knowing, subconsciously. When you're watching a movie and you see like a CGI character acting a little bit weird, or you see like a character whose eyes look a little bit off, and we call it the uncanny valley. This is simply your eyes, after millions of years of evolution, just recognizing that like, yo, something looks off. We've been looking at humans our whole lives, how they move, how they talk. Any movement that is slightly too jittery or fast or out of the ordinary, your brain automatically, without you even noticing, is detecting that, yo, something's weird. I'm looking at something fucking strange here, and it's kind of off-putting. And sometimes it seems like a threat. Like when animals see something strange, they automatically, like, they think it's something threatening to them. Our brains are like, this is just fucking weird. Like, this is off-putting. And just by looking at this is fucking...
It's the most terrible time of the year.
I'm gonna have to mute it because it's so, yeah. And instead of it's the most wonderful time of the year, it's the most terrible time of the year. It's like basically the whole ad is saying that Christmas is horrible and you should go spend Christmas at fucking McDonald's. But anyways, let's watch this AI slop produced by a mega billion-dollar fucking corporation. See how Santa's moving? It's so off-putting. All of this is weird. This isn't how... Like, you see how this guy fucking slipped? I'm sorry. I don't care how photoreal it looks. Human beings don't move like that. And as soon as your eyes see this, this is so fucking off-putting. It's so freaky. Like, I hate this shit.
Your place, it's the most time.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It looks so bad. And your eyes automatically know that something's wrong with this fucking footage. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it. You might not know how to describe what's weird about it, but you just know it's fucking wrong. And in this case, it's the way they're moving. Either, like, look at this person. She's moving like she's in, like, stop motion. The person who gets stuck on the bus. Look how jittery this is. It's like it's missing frames or something. Some things are moving too fast.
Everything that's human related is like really weird.
Horrible. And it looks, every shot looks different. And in this shot, the quality of how it's filmed, this looks different. This looks like it's from another ad completely.
Yeah.
This looks like it's from another thing. The colors are different. The theme is different. Like everything is different. It looks like it's from a completely different video, and it's just been pasted into this one.
This looks from like...
And it looks this like cats don't move like that. I can't believe they released this shit. Like, I can't believe someone thought this was good enough to put out, man. Insane. And the fact that they're boasting, like, hey, we didn't sleep for weeks while we were rewriting prompts. Like, oh my God. And now, folks, after the internet has been hating on this ad for the past 2 days nonstop, the AI-generated McDonald's Christmas ad is no longer available to watch on YouTube following backlash. So we win. The internet complained so hard, and this is what people need to do. Anytime companies try to fucking pull this shit off, or like pull a fast one on us, like, oh look, we made an AI video. People need to be vocal as shit about this. People need to be as vocal as they humanly can about this. because
You know, like Zatar Uzed did the same thing here in Lebanon.
the AI ads.
Yeah.
Kifyan, like what do they do?
AI billboards design.
Really?
People with like even the sandwich actually the sandwich was real, but like the people on the billboard were like fake, and it was they were AI. It was like really off-putting whenever you're driving and you see some shit like this.
I feel you, man. There's also this. They made like Elf Town or whatever, Elf thing, and there's a whole bunch of like Elf Town ads that are like AI generated. Matt Walsh, who's someone that we hate on the show. Like, imagine the worst person you know makes a great point, and I wanted to bring this up because Matt Walsh, if he made this point, can you imagine what everyone else is thinking? If you call AI generated slop beautiful, I lose all respect for you as a human being. Your soul has to be in a state of total decay to look at some lifeless, uncanny bullshit spit out by an algorithm and use the word beautiful to describe it. AI slop can never be beautiful. So for Matt Walsh, a man who was praying for a civil war in America, for him to say this means that we've reached a point where we really need to revolt. Anytime a corporation uses AI in any way where it seems extremely unethical, we really need to revolt, because it is literally art and culture that are lying in the balance. Our livelihoods are in the balance. Everything. It's fucked as hell.
Yeah, you know, like imagine like an ad like this in order to be filmed would like cost them at least like $500,000.
Millions. They had multiple locations.
Yeah,
they had like a train.
If not million.
This is an expense. Yeah, now it's costing them what, a couple $100 of subscriptions of like.
Yeah, and like paying the engineers. Damn, Nola Magnolia, a friend at the company says she'd be a travel agent after a 2-week. Wait, hold on.
Nola with 200 Egyptian pounds. Thank you so much for the generous donor, Nola. I can read it.
Read it.
A friend had a company say she'd be a travel agent after 2 weeks training. Training was 9 to 5, then it became 4 weeks, then more. I investigated the company and they were using them, targeting people in Africa to train AI. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
So they were just like training them to use the... So a friend of the company said the travel agent after 2 week training. Training was 9 to 5, it became 4 weeks. The more I investigated the company and they were using them. Holy shit, that's so crazy. We actually had a company... So they were just like using these people and pretending to train them for becoming travel agents, but instead they were just training their AI. That is so fucking sick and unethical. I actually had a company reach out to me asking if I would allow them to use my YouTube channel to train their AI algorithm, and they would pay me $100 per 1 hour of content that I had released on my channel. So it amounted to something like $17,000. Now they didn't say, they didn't outright say they were going to pay me 17 grand. They said at first we only want like 20 hours. So they were going to start with 2 grand and then pay me more. And at first I thought it was like, maybe like it seemed super sketchy. I looked into the company and they seemed legit, and they had reached out to many other creators. But like, I was like, I'm not fucking touching that shit. I asked if they had a contract just so I can see what was in there. They're like, we have the right to use your content in perpetuity in ways that have not even been invented yet. I'm like, you know what? This is all extremely sketchy. The only reason I even entertained it for 1 second, I was like, you know what? They're going to use my shit. Like, people are going to train their AI models on my stuff for free anyways. What if I can make a couple of bucks off of it? I quickly realized that it was not worth it. But yeah, 17K would have been nice. 17K, I'd fucking do it. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Hey, they're going to do it anyways. They're going to use my stuff to train their AI podcast models. So might as well get paid. But anyways, folks, I need to stop talking. I've had a long night. I was going to do a gaming stream at midnight. I'm not going to do that today. I'll try to do that tomorrow. There will be at least one stream tomorrow. Maybe the member stream, maybe a gaming stream, maybe an H3 stream, finally responding to them for that segment they did about me. I just got to rest my throat a little bit, folks, tonight. Nadim, it was great having you here.
Miss you guys so much. It was really good. It was cool being back on the pod.
It was nice to have you back here, especially for a movie themed episode. Folks, thank you all so much. Thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you to everybody who donated today. You guys have been awesome. Nola, thank you for this dono. Big Alomeo, thank you so much for the generous dono. Everybody who donated today. Let me pull up your names real quick. Also, the Lorelei, Bunka Cat, Joseph George, all of you guys, Chris, Jim D. Dukers, Nola Magnolia, Polish Pusher. You're all amazing. To our mods, we love you. Kay from Canada, Drac, Yusuf. You guys are great. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. I'm going to do the time codes now. And we will see you guys tomorrow for some more streams. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of your night, wherever you're watching us from. We love you.
Love you guys.
And as always,
Do not